I'm just tired of waiting. I don't like doing stream intros. So we have a very stacked day today. Hi guys, hello chat. How is everybody today? I just walked in the door. I'm not even fronting. 10 minutes ago, sat down, downloaded a couple more things, saved a couple more files, put in my folder, and that's that. Color me shocked that today a bunch of shit happened, which we're gonna get into with FireBat. FireBat had a job today, was the start of his new job today, and he lost it. This is not clickbait. This is not me being dramatic for the sake of entertainment. This is like genuinely, he had started his new job today that he was bragging about making $25 an hour, and then he lost it the same day. He's been uploading an astronomical amount of videos in a very short time, so much that I have not been able to look through it all to see what is really stuff I want to talk about. I found some things. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. All do it today. But in the since last week's stream, okay, he has made, I believe, 14 or 16 videos talking about me. Some of them are like an hour long. I'm not going to go through the long content because I don't care. And I skimmed through some of it, and some of the stuff that he was talking about is literally like listening to other people's videos from over, I'm not even fronting, 5 to 10 years ago. So there's a video, I skimmed through little parts, a video from almost 13, 14 years ago. It's like, brother, I'm sorry. I don't want to watch somebody or respond to somebody who's like sitting like this, watching a goddamn YouTube video, letting the audio play out the speaker. Like, no, I'm here for FireBat. I want to know what FireBat has to say. I want to see that's what I care about. I care about FireBat, not him watching some 14, 15 fucking year old video, on stuff that has no relevancy to like current day right now. So before we even jump into the FireBat stuff, there is another update, because just 2 days ago, can I count? 3 days ago, okay, you may have remembered I mentioned Amos Yee, okay? He is a convicted, registered offender, all right? Oh, chat, sorry, I didn't even read everybody's names. Bronco Bunny, Ray, More T-Marier, Crate Dragon, CJ Parsons, Bat Crafter, hello, Joseph Watkins, Uniki 100, Megan, hello. I see some new names I have not seen before. Stephanie, welcome. Tara, Ben, welcome. Rain, Pain Away, welcome. Ghost of Lyrics, welcome. Alisa Holmes, welcome. Anyway, so on May 25th, I got contacted by Amos Yee on Twitter, which really shocked me because I had covered him over 10 years ago, back when he sought asylum here in the US, because he came from Singapore. He got arrested in Singapore for free speech, whatever, and then he sought asylum in here to America, came over to America, and then became a registered SEX offender for distributing and sharing and consuming CP. I'm not going to tell you what CP stands for. If you know, you know. But anyways, so as of, let me see if this is this working. Can you see this all right? Is this good? Here, let me make this a little bit. There we go. So let's dive into this. Before we get into FireBat, I want to cover this briefly, okay? So on May 25th, this is crazy to me, dude. This is like, if you had told me 10 years ago this would be happening, I would have told you I don't believe you. But this here is Amos Yee. We talked about him last week's stream. We were going over his Twitter and stuff. We watched some YouTube videos. But this is a registered SEX person, right? He believes that children, kids, can consent to adult relationships and, you know, have intercourse and stuff. Really wonderful, amazing guy. Like, you know, this is the tip of the iceberg of like people you want your kids to stay away from for the obvious reasons, because they're also a registered SCX offender in America. But apparently he watched the video from last week where we just were like making fun of him. Okay. And apparently that triggered a reaction. So he says, hi, American YouTuber, Mr. Repsion. By the way, nobody calls me this anymore. That was a name people called me back like 2010 to 2012, 13. It's a very old name to call me Mr. And the only reason I had Mr. in front of my name is because somebody took my actual name Repsion, that it wasn't me. And then eventually YouTube was like, hey, you can make the name anything you want. So I took the Mr. out of it. I don't like Mr. AKA Darth Potato. I just saw your absolute terrible video on me. Dude, it's literally 40 minutes of you browsing through my tweets, which is what we did, and his videos, ignoring everything else I'm saying, waiting for opportunities to falsely claim that I am a predator. This is a weird statement to say that you're falsely claiming that you're a predator when you are a convicted sex offender, okay? There's nothing falsely in my claim. That is what you are according to the U.S. legal system. You're on the national registry in America. So I don't know what it is with these people who claim. FireBat's the same way. They just say he falsely says this, he falsely says that, yet they don't demonstrate how what I'm saying is false because they can't. And then doing the 100 times with no context, creativity, or insight. Where you're right about that, I am not a creative person. It's literally one of the most hapless, intellectual, vapid videos I have ever seen. If you want to disagree, oh my lordy lord!
Welcome to the Rep Squad, the best squad in the whole world.
Frost, I appreciate you so much. Welcome, Mulligan, Diana, Catstress, Jesse, and C-Man. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You are a rock star. I really appreciate that. If you like the stream, hit that $sign, become a member of the channel. If you disagree with me, at least make an attempt to express some level in intelligence or coherence. This shit is just embarrassing. And I will absolutely destroy you in any debate. I don't think you have the balls to debate me. If you're afraid of YouTube censoring us, no problem. We can censor language, PDF files, cheese, pizza, thank you for the 800 joules, and the like. I bet you won't accept the challenge because you're a coward. Well, you know what? I accept the title of coward because I have no interest in talking about why you think that people should be able to harm children, okay? I'm not going to have that conversation. I've already refuted your arguments and responded to you over 10 years ago. I'm not going to do it again. It's on this channel. I have 1,700 videos. I'm not interested. And also, you're terminated from YouTube. And if I'm correct, I'm not supposed to have or do live streams with people who've been terminated on YouTube. I can get a strike, apparently. I've been told that. I don't know how true that is, but I know Twitch operates that way. Like, if you've been banned on Twitch and then you collaborate with somebody on Twitch, you can get banned or suspended. I don't want to have a conversation about the age of consent with children. I just don't, okay? I don't have any interest in having that conversation. I think people who offend children, who harm children, I believe that they should be absolutely pow, literally. I don't care about them. I don't care if they're beat up. I don't care if they're harmed in return. I do not care about people who harm children. Anything that happens to them is deserved. I don't give a fuck. And quite frankly, you're one of those people who I genuinely hope you put a magnum in your mouth. And I tell you this, but it doesn't really matter. This is the same type of intellectual dishonesty and biases that you criticize dogmatic Christians and Muslims for. The same kind of stupidity that you incorporate when you talk about me. What an absolute disgrace. And then he says, also on the grooming allegations, people keep sharing pictures of my arrest like it's a gotcha. Look at the incident. I had no physical contact. I never met the victim. Manages the victim constantly beg for pics. Crime is completely legal in China and other European countries, which is a crazy thing to say that, well, it's completely legal in other countries. The transmission of people, being kids and sending photos. He's basically baiting you. It's not even really baiting. This is just stupid. Like, I'm not going to waste, it's not beneficial for me to talk to this person. In fact, I'm a liability to talk to this person if I ever decided to do so. But there's no point because, again, you can go back on my videos from 10 years ago. I've already talked about, there's a whole video I actually did. There was a female pedo, I'm dead ass, a female pedo on YouTube that was basically like, I think like my 7-year-old should be able to have intercourse. I'm not even fronting, dude. This is a real thing. She uploaded a video saying and I dismantled everything she fucking said. It's like, dude. And once I respond to something, I don't find a need in that area, that conversation. I don't feel a need to keep having a conversation with, because obviously this person is a predator. They've already, received and sent images, and the legal system in America, which is already a terrible system to begin with, has labeled him a sex offender. So at the end of the day, it's not worth my time, right? But yeah, so he tweeted me this, right? The funny thing about this is I responded to it with one screenshot. And that screenshot is the most recent information as of January 1st, January 20th, 2026. Which literally says, if you look at the bottom here, look at the very bottom. CP and child photos and grooming. It's like, well, I didn't harm anybody. Like, okay, bro. Okay, like, what do you want me to... Anyway, so I normally I don't give a shit about ratios, but this was completely unintentional. My tweet ratioed him massively compared to the original tweet that he tweeted at me, which I just found hilarious. And I tell him on Twitter, okay, look, I'm not a... People say that I can be a little bit extreme sometimes, sure, but like I genuinely stand by this. I literally say I think you should put a 357 Magnum in your mouth, be far productive for society. I have no interest in debating people who transmit CP or debate anybody who thinks kids cannot consent to intercourse with adults. I stand by that. I'm not going to have that conversation with people. And then he's like, it's because you don't want to debate me because you'd lose. And then I just posted me responding with Master Chief with a shotgun, right? Like, that's all there is to it. I don't know. I just think it's crazy that this was an exchange that happened. I can't believe this dude of all people would just rant. And mind you, last week he had me blocked. I don't know if you guys remember when we were going over his Twitter, he had me completely blocked. So for me to be unblocked, and then he tweets at me, he's like, I challenge you to debate on why I think children should be able to have adult relationships. Okay. You do you, brother. All right, let's jump in the FireBat. That's right. That's why we're really here, right? We want FireBat content, right? Let me get some what did you just hop into? Welcome. We were just covering a fellow registered SCX offender wanting to debate me on why children should be able to have, jiggy with adults. That's what you just jumped into. Crazy stuff. I mean, me of all people, I'm not very relevant these days. I barely get views on my videos these days too. So like, I don't know where this came from, but it's not going to happen. Posting his mugshot is enough for me. So FireBat, okay. In the last, let's switch here. In FireBat, actually no, I don't want to, here, there we go. We're on the FireBat YouTube channel. Okay. The FireBat YouTube channel. And if we type in the name Repsion, in the last goddamn week, look at all these videos, dude. Look at all these videos. Hashtag Repsion. Hashtag. Man, I wish I had the time to be able to make this much content, upload, and this is all from last week's video. Like, I haven't been able to keep up with most of this because it's just been so much, right? We're not going to watch all this. So if you're here for me to watch all this stuff, we're not going to. I only really want to talk about certain things and watch certain videos. Because some of these are horrendously boring. And I'm sorry, I can't respond to something where somebody's just sitting playing third-party stuff. That just annoys the hell out of me. I want to hear what FireBat has to say. Okay. But anyway, so let's he's calling me a horror cow. Yes, they do call me a horror cow. Let me switch here because I just on their community tab they keep posting pictures of their kid, which at some point I'm probably going to end up having to show their kid on a YouTube video because they put it in their videos. I'm trying to avoid it for the most part, but it's just going to happen at some point. He has been. Let me find the post here. I didn't have a screenshot of it. Yeah. So this is funny to me. So this is on his YouTube channel, right? He keeps using the term horror cow as Repsion is at it again. I saw this coming from a mile away. He got really mad that I made this the thumbnail because this photo is apparently 4 to 5 years old. And I acknowledge that this photo is 4 to 5 years old. That's the whole point. Okay. See, the video that I'm making right now isn't actually about this thumbnail, FireBat. I know that's what you thought it was going to be about, but it's not. This is a photo of you with a child breathing device strapped to your face, and you're injecting poppers so you can breathe it and get a fucking erection for the next 5 minutes because you know that you can't fucking last any longer than that, right? That's why you're doing this. And like, why the kid device? I don't know. God, I'm sorry. That is one of the most disgusting things I have never seen in 16 years on YouTube, is somebody using a child face breathing material to get hard. I'm sorry. That's disgusting. I don't care if this photo is 4 years old, 8 years old. That's wild that you would use a child device to inject something to get off sexually. Like, am I crazy here for thinking that? Like, there's so many other things that you could do to get off rather than use a child device. And I acknowledge this is an old photo, but that's not what we're talking about. See, my FireBat thumbnails is to bring people to here to watch and click. I want my streams to be clickable, so when people see something, they're like, what the hell is that? What is that person doing? Right? And look, there's 100 people here right now, so clearly the thumbnail is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. If you want to get upset over a thumbnail, by all means. Anyway, so they keep calling me a horror cow, which in my last stream, if you guys watched, we actually went over my Kiwi farms to see how boring it was. And it's literally, it's out of my Kiwi farms thread is like fucking 10 years old, and there's only 22 pages. It's boring. So somebody go please update it. But he posts this whole thing, and mind you, this is ChatGPT. I don't care if people use, you know, AI, chat, whatever. But what's just so funny is that he's so lazy, he can't even write out his own posts about me. He has to put my name. He's probably like, describe Repsion as a horror cow, and then ChatGPT gives this very basic response, and he just copy and pastes it, right? But yeah, like, he can call me, I don't care, he can call me whatever he wants. I just find it so funny that the horror cow, my brother, is yourself. Like, this is a very applicable term, based on some of the things that you've done and said, which we're going to get into more. So, also, so I did a scheduled live stream. Okay, this was a scheduled live stream. So I made the schedule yesterday, and apparently this live stream you're on right now, he popped in the live chat, and apparently this is what he was like. I wasn't sitting. He popped into this live chat. This is like a conversation from the live chat of this live stream right now. I'm not even gonna read it out. I don't care, but I'm just showing it just because it didn't show for me, because chats go away after a certain point. So I'm just posting it here for transparency. You can see that they were in this live chat before my stream even started, trying to defend themselves, not even knowing what I was gonna say. They say, I fully take responsibility for my concerning past activity on FetLife, and I decline to further comment, because they're upset at the fact that I'm including a photo from 4 or 6 years ago. My thumbnail is disturbing. Well, that's the point, right? It's a real thumbnail too. If my thumbnail is disturbing, then that's what it was designed for to do. Anyway, so I don't know which order I want to do this, okay? So we have a couple things we can do. I have my... As of today, FireBat got fired, and I kind of want to just watch the newest things he just uploaded, is kind of what I want to do. So I think we're going to watch this video. This was uploaded 14 hours ago. And mind you, okay, this individual currently lost their job today. So... I haven't watched this yet, so I don't know what's in this. We're going to find out. I'm going to cover the older stuff is going to be at the end of the video, and we're going to do all the new stuff first, okay? I want to get the new stuff out of the way because a lot of stuff happened. FireBat emailed his ex, Sarah Faye, today, and then he was within a block of her work or house today, which is just like, how coincidental that the ex of 10 years ago, you're now showing up, walking outside their apartment and house. Like, brother, 10 years ago, get a grip with reality. Leave that poor girl alone. Genuinely. The girl that you essayed. Yes, guys, if you like the stream, like it. If you don't like it, you are more than welcome to dislike the stream. I don't give a shit if you dislike it. It still helps the video. All engagement is... If you like the stream as we get into this, feel free to become a member. I'd appreciate it. All right, you guys ready? I haven't watched this yet, so...
Good morning. Hope everyone's doing well.
Why are you whispering? I'm not your goddamn baby!
We're getting ready to go to work. It is currently...
You know, I half expect FireBat at this point to have a pacifier stuck in their mouth, and they're like... Are you into that type of stuff? What is that called? There's a term for it. There's an abbreviation where people like to pretend that they're babies. Please don't tell me that you're into that. I wouldn't be surprised at this point, but
2 a.m. in the morning. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm getting up this early in a very long time. So, you're probably asking yourself, what the heck are you doing at 2 in the late freaking morning? I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing a hangout non-live stream. No, not really. I'm just...
First off, right here, can you turn the goddamn music down, please? I'm actually struggling to hear what you say, you moron. It's really hard to watch content when the music is louder than you. Literally, it's not hard to just take a little line on your editing and pull the audio down. God, it's so fucking loud. And the music you choose for this is terrible.
Coming down here to relax a little bit, so my ride's gonna be here in about 30-ish minutes.
Also, I need to give you a disclaimer. Right when I came in here, I took a handful of shrooms, so... magic mushrooms. So, I don't know. I've never done a live stream on shrooms before, so this is going to be a first time. So, hopefully I don't have to end the stream early, but I'm going to go as far... I don't know. Well, let's just see what happens. I don't know.
I'm like, you know what?
This is not an old video. This is a new video.
Let's get up a little earlier than planned. Let's go down to my favorite room, the billiard room. This room was the original place where I first started doing Hangout live streams. When I was experimenting with doing live streams on my phone. That is a version of me that I won't be able to return to for a very long time. Whew. Anyhow, so...
Dude, I feel like I'm in a Teletubbies episode. I'm literally expecting fucking Teletubby to come out of that black door behind me and be like,
here we are. And so yesterday afternoon, I get an email from my supervisor, like, we're gonna have you Renton tomorrow, that'll be your first assignment, you start at 4 in the morning, you'll be working with blank, and here's your contact information, meet her at so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool, great. And I was thinking to myself, okay, where's this address? So I looked up the address, and I'm like, holy crap, it's literally right by Sarah's workplace and apartment.
okay.
So I looked up the address, and like, holy shit.
Okay, so what he's saying is his new job is putting him in a city, which is funny that I drive the buses for that city. And I grew up in that city, funny enough, too. That's where I grew up. The first 20 years of my life was actually in that city that they're talking about. He's complaining that his job is putting him, his work spot, near Sarah Faye, which is his ex. Should you have admitted you're on live stream when you're on streams? I'm fine. It doesn't matter. They only care about weed. Weed is what matters. Weed and actual, like, drugs. Shrooms don't do anything.
It's literally right by Sarah's workplace and apartment and all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Last thing I need or want is to go up there, go to a job, and then run into her potentially. They don't get out very often, so the likelihood of me actually running into them is very slim. But better safe than sorry. I did send her a little email right here.
This is what I don't understand. Why would you send an email to your ex of 10 years ago, the person who you admitted that you sexually assaulted? Why would you do that?
Letting her know, hey, I'll be in the area. I'll just let you know out of respect. Not to be creepy, not to stalk her, but just to let her know, hey, just so you're aware. Because the last thing I want is for her mom or her sister or anyone in her family or even herself to see me up in Renton near their place and then freak out and send them up to the stalk Seraphe, which at this point I have little to no interest in, period. The last time I messaged Seraphe was very briefly about 2 to 3 weeks ago when I sent her out of respect. Again,
this is the thing that he likes to say, out of respect. Don't fall for this out of respect ploy, please. He uses this term for all the time just to reach out to exes out of respect. Nobody's asking you to reach out to them.
A couple pictures of the baby, let her know that the baby was born and that she's doing well. And that's it. No more, no less. And when she replied, asked me questions, I just that wasn't going to play her game or carry a conversation with her at this point. So I told her and her family that as soon as the baby was born, because I know they're not going to want to be down here and all that, even before the drama, this is before the drama, by the way, that I would send them pictures and all that. And so to honor what I said I would do, I sent them pictures. Her mom, her sister, her brother, her sister's boyfriend.
What? Her sister's boyfriend? Why? Why do you just send people random photos? Why are you sending Isaiah pictures of your fucking kid? Why? Did they ask you for that? You know, somebody you've talked about like you're not friends with Isaiah anymore. So if you're not friends with somebody, why would you then send photos of your newborn to them? Why would I want to know how is your brain processing this information on like how is that a normal thing to do? Are you just that lonely with your life that you have to send out photos to people who don't actually want contact with you? Hoping that you'll maybe get a little bit of that you'll be a little less alone because you'll have somebody to talk to? Like why? What are you thinking when you do this?
At the moment, as far as I'm aware, have no beef with me, and I have no beef with them. They haven't done anything to me. I haven't done anything to them.
To be fair, Sarah Faye in the chat. Hi, Sarah. My sister's boyfriend used to be Bat's friend in high school before they got with my sister. My sister met her boyfriend through Bat. Together been 9 years. Okay, but are they like are they actual friends like currently? Because I'm sorry, I think it's a little. I find it strange in a like. If I'm in a relationship with somebody and we break up, like I don't expect to still be friends with their siblings. I find that a little weird. Right? Like one of my best friends back in the day in high school, I dated their sister and he was my best friend. And then after we broke up, our friendship just kind of dissolved. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wacky.
Maybe crap about her mom and her sister here on YouTube, which I take full responsibility for, by the way. That's about it. So, I am going to touch on this just very, very, very briefly. The show, just how much I care about Reb Zion at this point. Reb Zion did make a new video about me.
I haven't made the video. The video's happening right now. See, this is how paranoid he is, dude. I did a scheduled live stream that I was going to stream today, and he's already like, Rep Zion. Also, I'm going to say this for the record. Rep, R-E-P-Z, on. That's how you say my name. Rep, Z, on. Rep, Z, on. You know what? If you keep mispronouncing my name, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go through all the times that you mention my name, and I'm going to make it into a compilation of you mispronouncing my name, and then I'm going to upload it as a dedicated upload and make a bunch of money if you mispronouncing my name. So, if you don't want me to do that, say my name right. Why is my voice so damn whiny? I wonder that all the time. Probably because my balls haven't dropped.
And he should be live streaming it around 5:30 p.m. today. And so, luckily, I'll be asleep because I get up really early in the morning for work, so I won't have to.
You mean you get up so early for work the same day that you fucking get fired? Oh, look at you. I'm not going to be watching it. Yes, you're going to be watching this. You're probably watching it right now in your bed, or you have it tabbed on your computer. Look, the last 2 live streams I did, FireBat popped into the live chat.
Worry about seeing his pathetic live streams. And so, here's that live stream. I already responded to it.
How can you respond to something I haven't made yet? You didn't respond. You replied to the thumbnails. What you did, you paranoid freak. I love that though. I love that I can get somebody so paranoid that before my video even comes out, they're already trying to address something I don't actually talk. We're not talking about you doing poppers with a child mask. That's just the thumbnail. That's just to get people to click. And you're you're like, I already responded to it. You don't know what I'm going to say in this video, do you, FireBat? Because I have a couple things I actually want to ask. I have some questions I do want to ask you, genuinely, not trolling.
Just the title and the inappropriate picture, and then.
Oh well, you admit that it's inappropriate. Okay, well that's one step. It's an inappropriate picture.
And added, you know, proving my point further that he's a horror cow, and so I have nothing to worry about from this.
Wouldn't the photo that you're being used in prove that you're a horror cow, or is that simply projection? Because you haven't demonstrated how exactly. See, look, if you're going to use big words like horror cow, you need to demonstrate to me and explain to me how I am this. You haven't done that. In your own words. Because I can do that. When we go to my original video that I made on you, the FireBat files, the FireBat files. Thank you for the $5 poisoned ink.
You know FireBat is seething sitting in bed with his popper gas mask on.
I don't want to think about him getting his dick hard. Thanks for that visual picture, poison pink. Thank you for the $5 donation, though. Yeah.
At this point, moving on. See, less than a minute.
Second message, but have you checked your DMs? I sent you a soundboard clip. Have you? I have like 7 DMs right now that I haven't looked at. I will look at after the stream. Soundboard clip. Is it the trolls on the internet are pathetic clip? Is that what I think you may have sent?
So what I'm looking forward to in this job is I will be doing a lot of traveling. And so what I did is contacted my teammate that I'll be working with, and I was like, where do you live? You happen to be going through or near Olympia area. I could really use a ride.
Okay, so wait.
Going through or near Olympia.
So he's asking for a ride, which is fine. People need to carpool. I don't have an issue with that. Is this person that he's asking to get a ride from at the same job at him? Is that what I'm understanding this properly?
What I'm looking forward to in this job is I will be doing a lot of traveling. And so what I did is contacted my teammate that I'll be working with.
Okay, teammate. So that means that the same employee that works at the same job as him. That's what he's saying.
Where do you live? You happen to be going through or near Olympia area. I could really use a ride. And this is supposed to be my my lead. And they're like, well, I'm coming from Aberdeen.
That's all, dude. Aberdeen to the city of. Is it really that? Does the city really matter? I don't think it fucking matters.
I got you. It's like, cool. This means I don't have to waste gas and or drive our car up to Renton in this.
Oh, well, he says it there. Okay, Renton. He said it, Renton. This is all happening in Renton, Washington, which, you know, it's so crazy to me. I used to I lived in Renton, Washington from ages 6 to 19. Darkside Phil, DSP, lives in Renton. FireBat works in was working in Renton today. Like, it's crazy that this is all in Washington. Onision lives in Puyallup. Like, holy fucking dude, where are all these crazy people?
Also make it a lot easier for me to just go up there, do the job, get it right back, go home. And so
South Tower says Rep is he's complaining about carpooling because he doesn't want to risk Bat being on one of his buses. You know, that's funny, man. That would be hilarious because I do a Bellevue bus route on Saturdays and Sundays. It goes to Bellevue. It goes to all up in King County like that. I do one of the bus routes. So wouldn't that be so funny? FireBat uses the bus system and happens to get on my bus. If that happened, hypothetically, if that happened, I would be very professional and I would not do anything YouTube-wise. Like, YouTube is very separate from my IRL job. They do not overlap in any capacity like that. You could learn a couple things from me, FireBat.
So what's probably going to happen is, at least for a while I'm working in this area, in Washington specifically, I will be get up early like this, getting rides if I can. If I can't, I'll be driving myself to the job locations, work, turn around, come back home around noon-ish, give or take, maybe sooner or later, depending on the job. And then I'll come home and I'll crash. So, and then I'll sleep as much as I can until it's time to go to the next job. And that's just going to be my life at this point. And I'm okay with this. I am perfectly okay with this. And so this is my first official work vlog of this job. And I like this job because all the stuff I have to do is all online. It's all on my phone or on the computer here at home. So I don't need to be stressed.
What does he mean that everything's online? Like his job's online, but then he's... What?
About workplace and all that. And it's a changing locations. It's not going to be the same store that I'll be getting food at when I need to get food, you know, when I'm, you know, hungry and all that. And, you know, it's not going to be the same location I'll be working at. We're looking at work different locations as well throughout Washington and in other places. And so, you know, I'm happy. I am happy.
Are you happy? Because you didn't sound happy after you got fired today.
And so, we'll see.
Just a friendly reminder, FireBat came into my live. I don't know if you guys were here last week, but FireBat came into my live stream last week and was calling me a liar because I had my title of my video was FireBat got fired. If you haven't seen that, go watch it from last week. But he got pissed. He's like, "You're lying about me. Why are you spreading false information?" Well, it wasn't false because the video that I was talking about was a prior job that you got fired from. But now it's even more relevant than ever because you got fired from this job or let go. But by the way, if you get called into an office, sorry, and I'm sorry, I know I'm gross. If you get called into an office and they tell you, "Hey, we got to let you go," that means you've been fired.
With things, how things progress, and so. For the moment, all I'm going to say is thank you everyone who's been very supportive.
How many jobs can somebody, Violet Payne says, how many jobs can one person get fired for before they are unemployed? Dude, I have never in my entire life seen or known anybody who can't hold. It's one thing if you're unemployed and you don't work, right? You just don't work at all. But it's another thing to constantly get jobs and then lose them all the time and not even make it to 2 to 3 days of employment. I don't know what you have to do to accomplish that, but there's something actually wrong with them. Because I know in my own life, I don't know anybody who loses, I don't know anyone who has lost and gotten jobs as more frequent than FireBat, ever. When I worked at Costco, I worked for an optical technician. I was there for 4 years. My current bus driving job, I've been there for almost 3 years right now. Like, what are they doing?
Oh, yeah.
Holy moly, Amber Frost!
Rape Zion analyzing
Rape-
FireBat
oh my
is like
God.
a nature documentary host covering a total train wreck. He doesn't even need to write jokes because FireBat is the joke.
That is true, but I can't. That's funny. It said Rapezion. Did you hear what did you hear what I'm gonna have to change that voice. I don't like the way that she says my name. Thank you for the $10 donation, though, Amber Frost.
Literally wouldn't be here if it weren't for fans and family members and my wife encouraging me to come back to YouTube. I'm being blunt. Now, since the drama stuff is over, I have nothing else to say towards anyone, negatively, drama-wise or not. Truth be told, the reason why I don't even say any more shit about these people, you know, the drama communities and or the commentaries, is because they'll kick themselves in the ass eventually. Troff did recently, embarrassed himself. Everyone else was going to do the same. Rep Zion's already kicked himself multiple times and over the years, and so.
What does that mean? Kicked myself? Look, I'm gonna 1 second. I'm gonna pull this up right now. I have a challenge for you. Since you are going to be watching this video, FireBat, and I know your typical behavior, I want you to watch this video, okay? And I would love to hear your response to this video in particular, okay? I got to do a self-promo here. I want you to go to this video right here called the Mr. Repzion Files. Okay, I want you to go to this video. I just ignore the nasty ass ball hair, chin hair, facial hair. But I want you to watch this video. It's all timestamped too. The whole video is timestamped. It's called the Mr. Repsion Files. I made this 4 years ago. But essentially what this video is I go through every single controversy of my biggest controversies I've ever had on YouTube, including instances where I completely fucked up.
You should check out a man called Dylan Volk, aka HRT. He's been fired from over 50 jobs, lol. His dad did a whole presentation with an Excel spreadsheet about it.
What? Okay, I am bookmarking that and screenshotting that. Cold War 45, thank you for the $10 donation. I have never heard of that, but that sounds like somebody I would love to look into. 50 jobs? Okay, thank you for that. This video genuinely is one of my...
The only ride this delusional sociopath needs is to the closest prison for what he's done.
Thank you, Rep. Thank you, Rep Probate Renegade, for the $5. FireBat, please go back and watch this video called the Mr. Repsion Files. Because if you really want to do a gotcha, you could at least like use some of the material in this video, even though it wouldn't do any good because I address every like controversy I've ever had, including uses of where I fucked up majorly. And if you want a great example of what accountability looks like years and years later, it would be this. Because I there's some fucked up shit in this video, and I put it on the internet back when I had 5,000 subscribers. A lot of the stuff I talk about, people didn't even know about that I fucking did. And it's out there because I posted it on the internet because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put a little bit thing on the table. No, not on a little bit. I'm going to put it all on the table and say, like, this is what I did. X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, and E. And I want people to watch this and be like, wow, you know what? This is what casual growth or change is. See, in FireBat's case, he will do something. I'll use an example of this. So when he punched Tanya, his wife, he punched Tanya in the arm, right? Punched her. This has been admitted. There's video clips of him, and he wanted to show off her bruise. This was, what, less than 8 months ago. He punched his pregnant wife. You can get on camera all you want and say, I'm a changed man. I'm a changed person. You know what? That's the old me. That's my past. Let me explain to you something. This video here is a lot of the stuff I talk about is from over 14, 15 years ago. Most of it. Some of it about 10 years ago. There is what I like to call a line in the sand on like the past. If you do something very recent, you don't get to come on camera and just say, oh, that's not me anymore. Yeah, I punched my wife a few times. That's not me anymore, even though it just happened last week. Okay? Change and growth and introspection doesn't happen that quick. Change and growth is something that happens over months and years. FireBat. So this whole spiel you do about, hey, so you get on the front of the camera, like, that's the old me. That's the old me. No. That's who you are right now, because it was very, very recent. A lot of the stuff that I've talked about is very, very recent with you, all within the last year. 6 months, 3 months, in fact. Very, very recent. So please, go watch my video, the Mr. Repsion Files, and maybe you can learn a few things about actually fucking up. And you can use me as an example of being fucked up and making mistakes, because making mistakes is human. But what you do to counteract those mistakes so they never happen again, that's what matters. That's what matters, brother.
So I don't need to add to that. So that's why I'm not going to be making any more videos on him, unless it's like...
God, that was loud. Thank you so much. Welcome to Rep Squad. Theo Comley. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. We're at 17 members. Thank you so much. If you like the stream, hit the $, become a member.
Response. So small little response, nothing big, too big. So at this point, it is currently 2 o'clock, and my ride should be here in the next 30 to 40 minutes.
So his coworker, who's working the same job, is picking him up from Aberdeen. That's what they said. Now that's a long... Aberdeen to fucking Renton, Washington is a long-ass drive. It's like an hour and a half.
I'm going to probably do some editing, relax a bit, and then as soon as they're here, I'll take off. I'm just going to relax for a bit and wait. Depending how things go, I might start doing the phone hangout streams again. Just down here. So it'll be just like it was back in like October, November, December, where I would be sitting down here and doing hangout live streams. I haven't done that in a while. So, also, those of you who are returning subscribers from the other channels, thank you for coming back. I'm fully aware that a good chunk of you are...
Sorry, I'm subscribing.
People are just judgmental pricks just following. But I also know a lot of you are genuine fans who have reached out to me on social media, letting me know, hey, thanks for coming back. Appreciate you, you know. And some of these people I've had a lot of conversations with.
Where is those comments? I never see those comments that he's talking about.
Past year. And so, just in case anyone wants to make the assumption that I'm just, you know, oh, you're a friend, you're a buddy. No. Buddy trolling is a thing. I'm fully aware of it. And I have done enough research and experience what's like to be buddy trolled enough to know when people are buddy trolling me. And so I usually catch on to it pretty damn quickly at this point. The first time I ever dealt with a buddy troll was back in November of last year with a certain
oh yeah,
internet
thank you for that
personality.
shekel.
I bet he'd stare at his feet or his phone if someone called him out at the top of their lungs in person.
You know, maybe. Thank you for the $5. I'm not sure what they would do. You know, I almost drove up to Renton this morning. Well, I was already out, so I could have done it really fast. I almost stopped in Renton this morning because they were walking around the Renton Target. I almost did it, but I had a date with my boyfriend, so I was like, damn it, this takes priority. Sorry, IRL takes priority over FireBat. I was like, eh.
Which I won't go into detail about because you guys already know. Those, especially those of you from the past. If you don't, long story short, my very first A-logger was a fetishized trans woman named Femiois. She had came into my life. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm your buddy. I'm your friend. I'm here to help your channel. I see you're being harassed. I want to help." And she literally knows how to detect and see, you know, locale. So she knew it was a locale from the very beginning. And after finding out some evidence from people, she's been stalking me before that. So
that's not what she's told me or told other people. She's told me that she was being really friendly to you and felt actually bad for you. And then when she got up to leave, you were like shit talking them when she was gone. So,
which explains a lot. But she tends to have a habit of buddy troll people, act like, "Oh yeah, I care about your content. I want to help you." And then the moment you do anything negative, anything, suddenly you're a target. And so there was some beef between her and I originally. It lasted for about a month, give or take. And then after that, she left me alone for about 2, almost 3 months. Even did some collaborations with me at some point, which was, it was cool. You know, when she's not being a prick, she can be a very decent person to talk to. And so what ended up happening is, of course...
hey, I'm very easy to talk to. If you give me the opportunity.
Things went south after the Seraphe stuff, and so I don't need to go into detail.
I always want to... I will talk to almost anybody, genuinely. But if you are an asshole to me, I'll be an asshole back to you all the time. That's just how I is. You treat people how you want to be treated. If somebody is being bad faith and intentionally just trying to be facetious for the, you know, then I'm not gonna have a conversation with that person. But I am so easy to talk to and get in contact with.
About that, I did make a post about my FetLife behavior. And so I want to talk about that very briefly. One of the things these A-loggers like to do is they love to hyperfixate on my past, especially my sexual past.
Well, you see, that may be true, but your sexual past was public. You linked your sexual things on your social media page, on your YouTube channel, and that's why people even know about it. If you had separated that thing, I don't think it would even be used against you now. But you blended in your online videos with your fet life. And I don't know any YouTuber who's ever done that.
And so for those of you who don't know, I used to be a fetish content creator on FetLife.
Wait, they used
Check
to...
the YouTube video sharing on Discord when you get a chance.
Thank you for the $5
I sent the
Cold
link
War.
to the video about Dylan with the timestamps you need.
All right, I will absolutely do that, Cold War. If you post it in my Discord, I will see it after the stream, because I always check right afterwards. Thank you.
I love to hyperfixate on my past, especially my sexual past. And so for those of you who don't know, I used to be a fetish content creator on FetLife.
A fetish content creator. Okay, that's the first time I've heard them say that. So they make fetish content.
What I did on there, I did have fans that liked my work. I enjoyed their company. They enjoyed mine. Some people would pay me to do stupid stuff with pictures and or videos, and it was a good thing. I enjoyed it. But as I got older...
As you got older? No, you're still into that stuff, dude. You're still into it because it's your kinks. Your kinks just don't go way over, like, you don't just be like, oh, I'm a Christian now. All the things that I was attracted to that I'm into is just gone. That's not how kinks and fetishes work, dude.
From 5 years ago, I would come to slow down a bit with how I would make my content, where I would get my content from. And so I went through this phase of doing these extreme, just absolutely insane fetish stuff at home or in public in the bathroom or somewhere where I was isolated. So I would never do it in front of other people. I just kept to myself, you know. And then I would post on FetLife because it's a good place to post that stuff. And so what ended up happening is at some point down the road, I decided, you know what, this is not who I want to be. So I stopped using poppers for health reasons, but also because I was addicted to them and I wasn't happy with my life choices with poppers. I decided to let those go. The last time I used poppers was in October. Yeah, October. It was the last time I used poppers. And I haven't used them since. And there's a couple reasons why I stopped using them. One,
I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know what poppers were until FireBat. I've never even heard of them.
I just don't have any interest in destroying my body. As you guys are, for those who don't know, there's always a risk of potentially killing yourself with those things. Because
With poppers?
they literally make your blood rush and enhance all the sensitivities and all that. And so, plus eyesight issues, and just there's a bunch of things. And so I stopped many months before the baby was even born. So this would have been month and a half, maybe almost 2 months into Tony's pregnancy, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to stop this behavior before the baby's even born. Because one, I don't want my child to have to be raised with someone that does that stuff. Two, the last thing I want is to leave it out somewhere on accident and my child finds it and then, you know, drinks it or whatever.
Okay, to give you credit, this is actually an intelligent thing that they're saying. I can't look. I will give it where credit is due. This is a valid thing that FireBat is saying. If this is their actual reason for quitting poppers, I don't know, but I agree with what they're saying. That is a good reason to stop something potentially, because, you know, newborns and babies can absolutely get a hold of that stuff. They grab and put everything in their mouth. So, you know what? +1, FireBat, you get a point from me. Okay. 3, this is a habit I just need to kick. And this is normal behavior, by the way, to kick it at some point. When you're single, you're young, you're dumb, you tend to make a lot of stupid decisions. I agree with that.
And so that's what these commentary channels are tapping into, is into a gold mine of embarrassing pictures of me on the web and posts. And you know what, that's okay. I don't care if people share that at this point. There was a time where I did. It would make me very upset to see that stuff. But now looking at it, I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's whatever. People can say whatever they want at this point. I'm not fazed by it at this point. So I would continue to be on FetLife though for many, many months until about a month ago. I made a decision about a week or so. About a week or so before the baby even was born, decided, you know what, we're done with FetLife. We're done with that behavior entirely. And despite the fact that my wife was encouraging me, she was actually quite sad that I was giving up on something that I really liked doing. She was very supportive of me being on FetLife and the behaviors I was doing. She was very...
Man, I don't know how true that is. I really do question how true that is.
Very supportive of that stuff. And so she was sad that I just decided to walk away from it.
Was she sad when you cheated on her? Do we need to go back to the video where you specifically talk about cheating on Tanya? Have you ever addressed that, FireBat? I'm curious if you've ever addressed the cheating on Tanya. Because I remember... where was it? Yeah.
I've had a lot of relationships over the years and people not be supportive of that side of my life because I am a kinky person. I have my thoughts and feelings. You know, if you look into Rep Zion, he's also a kinky person.
I am? Please name me some kinks of mine. The only thing I saw from them is they were talking about how on an old Tumblr post, I think it was from like 2011 or 2012, I said, I would love to eat somebody out. I'd like to eat a woman out. And that's when I was a virgin. And I think I'll give charitability to anybody. When you're fucking 16, 17, 18 years of age and you're a virgin, you're a horny motherfucker. Is it cringe? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think I've ever actually talked openly about my kinks ever on YouTube. Outside of, like, that's something I enjoy doing. But I'd love to know more about my kinks, FireBat. Please educate me.
I'm not going to be pathetic like him and share his content that I found is very disturbing.
What content's that? Is that who? Dude, FireBat. I got a new subscription this morning on my OF. Was that you? Are you the one who paid me $50-some to look at my butthole? On OF? I don't know. I gotta go look at that account now.
I'm not that type of person. I am better than him. So, moving on.
Did you hear that? Oh, boy. This is good. I love that.
Disturbing. I'm not that type of person. I am better than him. So,
I'm not that type of person. I am better. Why are you Dude. What? I need to hear that again.
And he's also a kinky person. So I'm not going to be pathetic like him and share his content that I found is very disturbing.
Please do share it, because I got no shame. If I've done something cringy when I was 16, 17, 18 years of age, I own up to that shit.
I'm not that type of person. I am better than him. So, moving on. So, I decided to watch one of his videos, think about it, and then processed it and decide, you know what? Let's not let this stuff go. And so I wanted to start this new life with my baby girl fresh, innocent, no problems. So far, the baby's now been around for almost a month, and about a week.
Hey, FireBat, I once sold my underwear for $300 that I used to pay for my college tuition books. Is that a problem for you? Is that too kinky to sell my underwear for $300? $300 is $300. I was a broke college-ass student. No shame.
And she is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I am so grateful that God has put my baby girl in my life. As I've said in a couple other videos, she is my saving grace. Especially with my own terrible behavior and all that. So, do I miss it? Yes. I think it was very difficult for me to throw certain things away in the trash.
Oh?
Take a bunch of stuff to Goodwill.
Wait, he threw a bunch of his shit away, like his kink stuff? Is that what he's saying?
Well, you know, I took everything to Goodwill. All my lingerie, all my inappropriate clothes I had, my skirts. Basically, I took everything even remotely related. All my Christmas outfit, the purple dress, the Vincent costume. Let's see what other outfits. I took everything just to Goodwill and said, here you go.
Oh my, can you imagine the poor girl or poor man or woman or whoever has to buy FireBat's lingerie that's probably uncleaned and unwashed?
You guys go.
Oh my God.
Of course, they try to give me coupons. I don't shop at Goodwill anymore. I either buy my stuff online or at the local stores. I don't use Goodwill at this point. I won't do it.
What, are you too good for Goodwill? Are you too good for Goodwill? Because guess what? I shop at Goodwill. I buy stuff at Goodwill all the time. I don't buy things like underwear stuff, but I definitely go into Goodwill. You can get some really good deals at Goodwill. I've actually, I've done Goodwill shopping where you find something like Adidas shoes that are like barely used, and then you can just flip them and sell them for $80. My sister used to do that all the time, and she used to make bank off of it. You can make a lot of money shopping at Goodwill.
So, yeah, that's another story for a different time. So, what I ended up doing with the other stuff is I decided just to put it all in a bag, take it to the garbage, throw it away. Got the apartment people to seal the grate in the shower.
What?
Got the apartment people to seal the grate in the shower.
What?
Let's see what else.
He got the apartment people to seal the grate in the shower because he was pooping down it? Guys, I need chat to help. Am I interpreting that properly? Why would he mention the grate in the shower unless that he's admitting here that he asked the apartment people to seal the grate because of a poop? Right? Am I missing the mark, or am I just dumb?
Seal the grate in the shower. Let's see what else. In other words, what I'm trying to say is we stopped the bad behavior, and we're no longer doing that type of stuff now. So,
yeah, we'll see if that actually, because here's the thing. Bad behavior is something that doesn't change overnight. If you do something fucked up, it takes months upon months for you to never repeat that again. So you just, like, what? You got the drain sealed, so now you're never going to waffle stomp your turds down the drain in the shower?
One, because I don't want my daughter one day to find out. But here's the kicker. A lot of people have said this already and already addressed this in a post / short that, your daughter's going to find out. I'm like, if she does, she does. And I'm more than happy, as I said in my post, to explain stuff and tell her the truth and take accountability that I was a different person.
Oh,
but by the time...
Thank you for that shekel.
Shit shower shave. No, shit the shower. Then you're the $2 repo.
Old enough to know these things, it'll be years and years behind me. Years and years behind me. And I'm not afraid to talk about this right here, right now. My daughter will find out, and she'll be able to make her own decision for herself. And
Imagine, okay, so this is where I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go here, okay? Imagine your daughter is 18 years of age, and she finds out that her father or mother is into blueberry fetish inflation with a person who is 10 years old. How do you think your daughter is going to respond to that? That you've openly admitted that you sexualize a 10-year-old character from Willy Wonka in an inflation fetish? Have you really asked yourself? Look, I don't care that you have an inflation fetish. Genuinely, I don't give a shit. I would laugh and say, okay, that's funny, whatever, but it's a kink. My problem is the fact that you're specifically I can't even remember the girl's name, the Violet girl, Violet something guard or whatever, the Violet girl, the girl who eats all the candy and explodes into a thing. The girl is 10 years old, and I hold a belief that may not be shared among other folks, but I share a belief that anything, whether it be actors, whether it be comic books, whether it be cartoons, whether it be anime, anything that depicts children sexually is a no-no. It is wrong and fucked up. And I'm inclined to always lean to that person's probably a PDF file. Maybe. Not accusing you of being one. I'm just saying, if you're sexualizing characters that are 10 years old, that's where my mind instantly goes to. I'm sorry, that's just where it goes to. I don't know, but just imagine, put yourself in your shoes, FireBat. You're in your shoes, and your daughter wants to know why their mom or dad had a fetish of a 10-year-old character inflating as a balloon.
And, you know, I'm optimistic. So, that maybe when she's old enough and mature enough, she'll understand that, you know, I made a lot of bad choices, but that's not what defines me. My relationship with Christ does.
Oh, shut the fuck up. My relationship with Christ. Your fake relationship with Christ. You mean that thing that you use in order to make yourself feel better than other people, like a typical Christian?
My relationship with my family does. You know, my relationship in real life with real people, those things define me. Online internet personalities and online interactions is not real life. This is not real life. This is just online.
Huh. While it's true, it's just online. That's where you're really wrong, because online and IRL overlap sometimes based upon your own behaviors online.
And so I don't need to be fearful about what people think of me on the web. So.
You should be.
I mean, Rebzai's not afraid of it, so why should I? Why, if he's not afraid of people literally sharing that he literally encouraged people to murder themselves, you know.
Oh, we're gonna go there, you lying sack of shit. Well, if you go to Mr. Repsion files, right? This is what annoys me. I know exactly what you're talking about. I support euthanasia. Do you know what that is? Can you even say that word, euthanasia? The process of which, when you're diagnosed with a terminal, incurable disease or cancer that you can't heal, or go through chemotherapy, that you can take a pill and die? Does that offend you that I support the process of euthanasia? That somebody would take my position and try to twist it into, oh, he believes that people should just end their lives because they have depression. No. No, 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 no. I addressed that in my Mr. Repsion files video specifically. I even show video about that. I would never tell somebody that's struggling like with mental health related issues just to blow your brains out. No. You're talking about my stance on euthanasia, which is a very specific instance of people being able to take their own life. And I still stand by that. But I think that's too much of a deep subject for you to even talk about, honestly. It's crazy to me that people, it was crazy even when I made stances about my stance on euthanasia. It's a really controversial topic. I was actually shocked that a lot of people there's a lot of people who don't support euthanasia. They're like, you shouldn't have the right to your own life. Fuck you. Everybody has the right to their own life. If I tomorrow got diagnosed with a terminal cancer that I could not get through chemo, I would fly to what I think is Switzerland or some other country, and I would take the pill and I would die peacefully because I don't want to go through that pain. In fact, if my dad goes through cancer again, or gets pancreatic cancer again, I'm like literally the designated pull plugger where I'll pull the plug on my dad because he doesn't want to go through, which is essentially euthanasia. It's going to be super difficult to do, but that's my dad's wish. That's my parents' wish, is they don't want to be a vegetable or be a drain, and live in pain for the last 6 months and have me and my brother, my sister watch a family member suffer in pain because they can't legally take their life in a respectful manner, So fuck you. Don't twist my words. I'm talking about euthanasia, you asshole.
That inspires me to keep doing what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is nothing even closely bad or disgusting as this little cow. God whore cow.
What am I doing that's so disgusting and horrible, FireBat? Covering you? Is that the problem?
So, there's always someone worse out there. And so I will say this in all honesty. I leaped for joy when I found the archive of our website and saw the videos, and I leapt for joy that this guy is actually 10 times worse than me, and he has over 700,000+ subscribers. And so if someone like him can be 10 times worse than me, plus he's single, plus he's a loser.
What? Hold up! This is so much is being said right now.
All honesty.
The Rugrats music. I don't know what this fucking music is.
I leaped for joy when I found the archive of our website.
Dude, I showed part of my archive on my last stream last week. And if you watch my Mr. Repsion files, a lot of it's in there. But again, what I want to know is, can you actually criticize me in current day? So like current modern 2026, or even the last couple of years, can you do that? Because everything that's on my archive stuff on me is stuff from literally 15, 16 years ago. Some of it when I was even a minor. So like, I don't really know what you're proving when I've addressed things, and I still built an audience based upon super, super old controversies when I was a kid and when I was a minor on YouTube. So like, I don't know what you're trying to prove here. Oh, the Repsion archives. Dude, I have no problem with that type of stuff being on the internet. I think that you should re-upload the videos of you talking about hitting your wife. Show me that you've got some balls. You know, post some other content that you posted on the internet of you threatening to chop off my hands. You should do that. That was a couple weeks ago. Remember when you said you wanted to chop off my hands? I do. Come on, grow some balls, motherfucker. Post that. Because if I can post all my old cringe shit from years ago in a YouTube video, why can't you?
I saw the videos, and I leapt for joy that this guy is actually 10 times worse than me, and he has over 700,000+ subscribers. And so if someone like him can be 10 times worse than me, plus he's single, plus he...
How does he know my relationship status? I went to the movies with my boyfriend today.
He's a loser. You know, I'm not even threatened by this person anymore. So, without further ado, I think 20 minutes is more than enough time to do this morning video, so I'm gonna get going.
All right, so that was 14 hours ago. Oh, they're premiering a video right now. What is the... Oh, this is the next one.
Okay, here we go. So I'm currently outside. It is currently 2:40 in the morning, and they should be here to pick me up in any moment. Ideally. So, just in case, I'm going to come over here and...
I saw Mortal Kombat 2.
It's a warm morning. Wow, it's actually pretty warm out here this morning. I was expecting it to be actually cold, but no.
This was uploaded 6 hours ago, guys, so this is very fresh. Fresh off the press.
So, the plan is quite simple. They're going to come here, pick me up, drive up to Renton, work at this job site, go to the store at some point, get food, and then we're going to drive back here, drop me off. Hopefully I'll have some time to myself for like my lunch break or whatever, so I might just go for a walk up in Renton for a little bit, for about 30 minutes, and just kind of just walk around. Might grab something at Subway, I don't know. I did, just in case we don't have time to...
You know what they say about Subway footlongs?
Go grab something. I have 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with me, so that should tide me over until I get home. Ideally, in a perfect world. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I am definitely excited. I'm getting to a strange car at 2 in the morning, about 2:45, almost 3ish in the morning. And so I was told if I had driven up there to be there about 3:50, and it takes an hour to get to this place from here, and that's with traffic, so we might get there a little sooner. So I'm excited. Again, getting in a car with a stranger.
secondly, I just want to say, I don't know why you're so fucking stupid. Why are you vlogging outside your apartment? Like, dude, why are you vlogging outside and showing your actual apartment building?
I don't know, who I've only been talking to briefly yesterday to see if I can get a ride, so I don't have to use my wife's car to get to and from.
It's your wife's car, so you don't even own your own car, okay? Which is fine. That's all right. Not gonna diss you for not having a car. Having a car is annoying.
Renton, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. And so, without further ado, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Far over the misty mountains cold.
Shut the fuck up. Stop trying to copy Lord of the Rings. You're horrible at singing. No thank you. Bilbo does it better. Not Bilbo. No, not Bilbo. Pippin. Isn't it Pippin who sings that?
2 dungeons deep and caverns old. You know, I've always wanted to stand in the middle of the road for no freaking reason at 2 in the morning. I'm standing in the middle of the street for no reason. Okay, let's try something. Okay, I'm upset. I am very upset right now. So here I am, staying out here, waiting for her to pick me up. It is currently 2:52. She was supposed to be here around 35.
Oh, it's a woman. He has a coworker woman who's picking him up. Oh. Well, I wouldn't want to. Dude, if a woman picking up a strange person, I wouldn't do that either.
Through 45 to pick me up. Just got a text from her saying, "Oh, I am running late. I just woke up." I'm like, you're a lead. You're gonna be picking me up. You're driving from Aberdeen. You're about an hour or more away.
Dude, shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. What the fuck? This person's going out of their way to pick you up, and you're having the fucking balls to vent about them already, the first thing? You don't have a fucking car. You're just like these fucking pieces of shit who fucking get on the goddamn bus, and they're like, you're 5 minutes late. Or you're 10 minutes late. It's like, yeah, guess what? I had 2 wheelchairs on my fucking bus, and I had to manually strap them in and strap them out. What's your point? It's public transport, you stupid fuck. Public transportation. Somebody is going out of their way right now, and you're already bashing them. They don't have to go out of their way to pick you up. I don't know how this ends, but I hope to God she fucking, like, leaves him there. And he has to, like, pay $100 for an Uber to get to fucking Renton. You fucking asshole. Fucking piece of shit.
Hey. Okay. I don't know how to feel about this. So this is off to a great start.
Maybe if you fucking thought about getting away there on transportation before the fucking final day of your work day, you wouldn't be in this situation, dumbass. Jesus. Like, you've had all this time to plan. How could I get to this A to B? How could I do it? Right? You know what you could have done? You could have taken the bus. I think it's the bus 610 to I think 610. I know 610 bus, because King County Metro buses connect with other bus systems, right? 610 goes from Olympia to, I think, Tacoma. And then from Tacoma, you can get to Seattle pretty easy with the bus system. I think. Don't quote me. Every county is different with, like, the buses. Like, every county has different bus routes. King County Metro, we have so many fucking bus routes. It's crazy.
So, I mean, I rather, she's the lead, so we don't start till she gets there anyway. So it doesn't make any sense for me to drive up to Renton and have her meet me there at the job site, and then have this person meet me there, because that means that's an extra hour and a half more. Last thing I want is to be sitting up in Renton, bored, sitting in the car in a parking lot. That's the last thing I want. Okay, I guess we're going to go inside the apartment and relax and wait for this person to shoot.
Was he fired for complaining about? So Darcy, I don't know the context of this yet. This just came out, and then after this, we got more fresh stuff because he was stalking Sarah Faye in Renton today and emailing her.
Shoot me a text saying I'm here. So luckily, my wife should be up with the baby.
Wait, I think maybe the reason that he got fired is because they probably both got there late. If she's from Aberdeen and she just woke up at what 2:55, Aberdeen from 2:55, they need to be at the workplace, but by like 3:50. They're not going to make that. Aberdeen is like an hour and a half drive.
And so I'm like, she's running kind of late. So hopefully our supervisors aren't like, how dare you be late? I'm like, huh? Not on me. It's not my fault.
It is your fault, brother. You think that because somebody else is late, you don't deserve to be late, you stupid fuck?
Supervisor's fault. They were late. I mean, I don't get paid to sit around. And I definitely don't get paid to drive over there. I get reimbursed in gas, which is nice, but it is what it is. Okay. Okay, round two. So, Sarah Faye finally got back to me.
No, Aberdeen is where my grandparents live, dude. And it's like it's an hour and a half drive. Minimum. Like, you could maybe do an hour and 20, maybe an hour 15 minutes if you're speeding like crazy. But the fucking cops on fucking that highway is fucking, it's a death. That's where I actually got one of my first tickets, was fucking driving to Aberdeen.
These are correspondence.
Someone else warned me already, but thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. Good luck with the job. Those are some early hours. They say, I wouldn't be emailing you unless absolutely necessary. I have a work assignment in Renton tomorrow. I thought I would message you and let you know, for it's from 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. I fully intend to avoid you in your workplace, but out of respect, I wanted to let you know I'll be up in the Sarah Faye and emails corresponding. Someone else warned me already, but thanks for letting me know. Yep. Good talk. Sarah Faye just said, good talk. Yep. First of all, I don't know why you would need to email her outside of just like trying to start a conversation. This is such fucking weirdo ass behavior to do, is to email your ex of 10 years, the girl who you sexually assaulted.
Her reply, and then my replies to her reply. So I'll kind of let you guys know about a little bit about me. So at this point with Sarah Faye, I don't see her as a threat. I don't have any ill will towards her family. I don't think anything of her at this point other than she is a toxic person, and that she is someone that I don't trust. And so, I mean, if I did trust her, I would have just went up to Renton, didn't even say anything. If anything, I probably would have been like, hey, you want to get a coffee? But instead, no, I don't.
Oh, look, good guy, FireBat, good guy. Oof. If I really wanted to be an asshole, I could have just not emailed her at all and just showed up at her work and asked her to go to coffee. Yeah, both of those scenarios shouldn't happen. Can we agree on that? Both those scenarios shouldn't happen. Leave your fucking ex alone. Why are you still talking about your ex 10 years fucking later?
I don't trust her with a 10-foot pole.
But you're reaching out to her. You're sending her photos of your baby, but you don't trust her.
So, that's her reply. Which, honestly, I saw coming a mile away. You know, that's just how she is. And so she said, thanks for letting me know, more or less. And then I said, yep. And she says, good talk. And I go, yep. And then she replies with, yep, which is usually the beginning of how our conversations sometimes go. And so basically at this point, as I've said in my other work vlog, at this point with Sarah Faye, I do not talk to her unless I absolutely have to.
So you're lying right here, because you absolutely did not have to email her. The only reason you guys had an email exchange was because you initiated that fucking email. You dumb fuck. Do you not even hear? Do you not watch what you post? Do you not hear what you say in your own videos?
I won't even associate with the person because of how of a shitty person they are at this point.
But then you're sending them pictures of your kid, but they're also super shitty.
And so,
RX says, I sent you a baby picture. Please respond. Good night, Crate Dragon.
At this point, they're dead to me. But I will, out of respect, let them know, hey, I'm in the area.
Out of respect. Okay.
So at least they're aware. So if they feel like they need to put up the guard, they can. And me letting her know it's not me trying to flex or trying to scare her or any of that. This is just me letting her know out of respect. No more, no less. And people, of course, in the commentary going to see the video I made for season 2, episode 2 of my work vlog. They're going to look at that and analyze it, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, he's there to stalk her. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're right. I am going to sit here and analyze this. There's no reason to email her. You said she's a shitty person. You've said she's a liar. You don't trust her. And yet you're contacting the person. Why would you do all those things if you didn't trust that person? You literally are so... God, you refute yourself.
I'm there to do a job. And just, I don't want to deal with any drama with these people anymore. And so, better nip it in the butt. Well, I'm over here where it's safe. Hour away from them. So... I am honestly relieved that she replied at all, and I'm relieved that she is so chill about it. So I got nothing to worry about. So, whiskey.
My God, you are so pompous. Holy shit.
Into the gravy of the video. So, still waiting to be picked up. It's currently 3:19 in the morning.
Damn. So, yeah, you're not going to get up to work on time. They're not going to get there. This is probably why they got fired. They weren't there on time for their first day. Yes, Lauren, he got fired from his... Today was his new job, and they got fired the same day.
3:19 in the morning. They were supposed to pick me up at 2:35 through like 2:45. Got a text from one of my people. The guy, the person supposed to pick me up. They're like, yeah, I'm running late. I just woke up. I'm like... You live over an hour away from me in Aberdeen, and you need to be there by 4 o'clock. It's like...
At this point, if I was in his situation and I was relying upon somebody else, I would have taken my wife's car and drove to work. Like, I don't know. Where's your common sense, bro? You're going to be late, and I would rather spend money, extra money, even money I don't have, to be on time. I don't know. I'm weird. I have never, in my entire life, and this is crazy, but I grew up super punctual, and I was always taught never to be late. I've been late once in my entire fucking life on all 7 jobs I've worked in my entire life. I was late once. It's because I read my start time and sign-on time. They're 2 different numbers, and I read it wrong. And that actually happened last year for my first time ever. Like, if you're going to be late, A, call your supervisor and say, hey, I'm going to be late. Or B, fucking get an Uber or drive the car that you have to get there ahead of time.
What the
Relying on one person your first day of your job is fucking crazy work, dude.
hell? What the hell? And this is a lead? This is a professional? This is making me feel very uneasy. I'm so, for those of you who don't know, I'm very anal about time.
Is this coworker going out of their way up? Yes, Theo. Absolutely. They haven't met each other yet either.
Location, making sure I get there on time. I like to be at a job site, no matter.
The woman picking up Bat is apparently the supervisor. Well, he said that they were a lead. Does lead mean supervisor? When I think of supervisor, I think of the word supervisor, not a lead. I don't know.
What I'm working, either a job site or working at a job, I do whatever it takes to be there about 10 to 15 minutes early. And so for someone to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be 2 hours late, I'm just like, this is going to be a long day. A very long day.
I remember when you ran late for the first time you did a stream and you talked. Yeah, I felt so stupid, Reaper, because I was late for my own live stream because I hit the live button on my OBS and I didn't realize that I had to hit the live button on YouTube at the same time. And I talked for 30 fucking minutes and was late to my stream talking to a camera with no chatters because I didn't hit the go live button. I hit the record button. That was just like 2 months ago.
Day. So, it weren't for the fact that they were very kind about it. Like, hey, I got someone that's like 30 minutes away from you. They're going to come pick you up. You got nothing to be stressed about. I got you. I'm like, okay. have to see what happens. So,
My title shift is shift leader supervisor, so it's okay. It's an interchangeable. All right, that makes sense then.
yeah. There is a part of me that's always going to want to be friends with Sarah Faye. That's
Oh, this is a great screenshot right here. Woo! FireBat's like glasses are kind of like shifting off of his head right now. Things are kind of moving on the screen for me. This is a fascinating experience to do a live stream on the mushrooms.
That's just the truth. Facts. That's just who I am. I care about her, despite the fact that she's dead to me.
What a sentence! She's dead to me, but I care about her and I love her. She's dead to me, but I care about her and I love her. She's dead to me, but I care about her and I raped her. But she's dead to me.
But, like, I can't trust her. She broke my trust. She betrayed me and Tanya. And for what? To spite me because I told the truth about who she is on the internet?
Mara. Sorry, my dog is barking. Mara. Mara Jade. Mara. Go lay down. Don't bark at the people.
Because I expose her as the fake friend she is. And I would do it again, without even thinking twice. This is how I treat people who betray me. That's just how I've always been. You know, if you're going to come into my life and say, oh yeah, I'm your best friend, I care about you, sign my wedding document, be there at my wedding, take videos with my phone. I gave her full access to my phone. She had the perfect opportunity to go through my phone, gather evidence, whatever she wants, send it to herself through email, delete the email. I don't know. I'm just hypothetically. She had the opportunity of a lifetime, multiple times, and she proves that she was trustworthy. And so for me to have her go from being, oh yeah, I care about you, I'm your friend, to her betrayal, it still stings to this day. You know, I badly want to tell her how we're doing and tell her all the things that are going on. And I want to tell her how the baby's doing. And, you know, she's going to have to be like every other viewer on YouTube and see the videos when they're ready. So, probably do a small video vlog after I get back from work. Because at this point, I'm just waiting and waiting. Oh, and waiting. All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right. What about, where's the, oops, I'm on the, I just closed the wrong tab. Oopsie, let me swap that back up. Dude. Oh my lord. All right, we have a, okay, we're back on this channel. Which is the, okay, that's the one we just watched. Work vlog. Here we go. Work vlog. Hopefully, is this?
So, I'm going to wrap up this morning with just say this. Was picked up, went to the job site, worked for about 3 hours, had a serious conversation about our car situation. Was told that I'm not making $25 an hour. I'll be making $18 an hour. And that there will be a lot of jobs here in Washington more than out of town, which is what I agreed to. And so, with the fact that our car, it literally has, what's it called at this point with the car? Transmission. The car problem.
21 years old.
Okay, it's 21 years old. Okay, we'll just summarize that. It's old.
Hey, I have an old car too. My car is 20 years old.
Enough that it's not safe to drive anywhere than 30-ish minutes away, and the projects they have there within that time frame, that distance, is not a good situation. The last thing I want is to be out on a job and get stranded. Somewhere, have no way to get home, and we'd be out of a car. On top of that, my wife needs a car anyway, So I need a job in town. So I was kind of hoping it was a job where I could travel a lot out of state, and that is not the case. Second issue we have is they lied during the interview about what I'll be doing at the store. They also lied about...
It's the same thing. It's always the same thing. It's always, they lied about something. This rooms are kicking in for sure. Maybe, but the music is so funny. I'm sorry, I can't take him seriously. I can't take this video seriously with the background music. What is this?
They didn't lie. They didn't give me all the details about what the job description is. So they had told me that I'd be going on about 3-week trips, and at the time I was okay with that. That's okay. I mean, it's just 3 weeks. But when I was talking to them, like, yeah, no. So the people who do the interviews for this company, which is SAS.
Don't do this, dude. No. Dude, when people do background checks on people, don't ever bash the company you're working for by name. If you want to bash a company, don't mention them by name. What you're doing right now? No.
I forget what the company's actually called. Advantage Solutions is the name of the company. So what they do is they have people from out of state.
Advantage.
Interviews.
Advantage. Stop mentioning their names. And especially if you move into a job, you never want to bash a company by name. Companies look at this shit because if a company hires you, they're going to be like, oh, well, you worked at this last time and you're mentioning this other job and you're shitting them on them. So why would we hire you if you're going to shit on us, right?
They are paid to hire as many people as humanly possible. And so their job is to take the truth and shorten it and make it fluff, make it look desirable for someone who wants to work for this company.
No, holy shit, I work for them? You work for them, Poison Pink?
And so they were telling me this, and I'm just like, well, it would have been nice to know all this, so I could have just told them no and move on to a different job instead of wasting entire week trying to get this job started for a job that isn't going to work out anyway. And so I called my wife, asked for advice. We kind of came to the same conclusion that it's best that I come home while we're still ahead financially and get a job that's a better fit, either closer to home or that pays that type of money. Because at this point, $18 an hour plus driving in a car that literally eats our gas alive, it's just going to be more of a burden than a blessing financially to us. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to stop while we're ahead. So that's all I have with the job situation. I am going to be making a video after this addressing the Seraphe situation. I know people have been seeing my post this morning. Seraphe and I both are very aware of the situation with people messaging her and say, don't do it, don't do interviews with FireBat, And so I'm going to be reading her emails, and I'm still waiting for her to get back to me and give me permission.
Question, FireBat, I have a question for you. Oh god, which video was it? So if we go back, I don't remember. I think it was... I want to find... Oh god. There was the video. I think it was this video. Let me just... I have a question for FireBat since you're watching this video. I want to know... God, where's the fucking timestamp where we get the piece of paper for... Oh, there we go. FireBat, I have a question for you. Your last job on May 28, 2022, okay, look at this, me again. You were fired from Merry Maids. You were given a verbal warning and met with the direct supervisor regarding inappropriate comments made on your first day on training day, May 17th, and again on May 23rd. And on May 24th, there was no improvements with the appropriate comments made by you. Please see document attached. On May 23rd, you refused to complete job assignments to you and your supervisor. You insisted on going home. When asked by your supervisor what should be done with the last house, you stated you will figure it out and could do it. This is considered walking off the job when you leave without work for being completed. Please see document for attached details. So in 2 days, right? I want to know from you, Victor, what did you say to get fired from this job, the Merry Maids job? You made inappropriate comments your first day on the job, so I want to know what that was. Thank you for the $2, rep.
Permission to read those emails out loud. But long story short, after both of us had a very multi-50 plus emails this morning under a span of like 6 hours. about 4 to 5 hours. We both came to basically this conclusion that at this point we just need to let the past go and move on. And so I'm going to be addressing that in the next video. Yeah, without further ado, that's all I have for work vlogs. And so I'll let you guys know when I have a different job lined up, or if me and Tanya have to change tactics or whatever, we're going to make this work one way or another. So without further ado.
So how, okay, so I'm confused. Is Tanya's not working? How are they bringing income right now? How are they bringing income?
Hello, this is for the Seraphe archives. So we have, at the moment, 50 messages. I'm still waiting back for Seraphe to get back to me. And so Seraphe and I have been talking since 7:49 a.m.
Is he seriously playing? Do you know the Muffin Man in the background? Holy.
Of this morning. So my first initial email to her was, walking past your workplace and home in the next few minutes. I'm recording myself and will be in my video just in case anything happens. Long story short, you'll find out what happened with the job when I post the next video. So for those who don't know, there's been a lot
I want some fucking muffins now.
of stuff going on between me and Seraphe.
I'm hungry.
The past 10 years. So long story short, 10 years ago, there was a situation. That was an SA situation.
An SA situation. Okay.
We'll see the situation very differently, and that's just how it is.
We both see the situation very differently. Yeah, I guess you do see the aspect of rape very differently than most people.
So, because of what happened with recent
Muffin Man,
I have been forced to take every precaution, save every email, every text, every correspondence between me and Seraphe now. And this is all because
hey, if I could turn the fucking music off, I would.
Of her not
This is actually auditory overload for me, especially with a little shroom high that I'm on. Like, I don't like the background music. It's annoying the fuck out of me.
My initial email, and respecting that I wanted this conversation to stay between us. And she had taken it to the trough, who then read that email out loud. And so, because of that, I can't trust her. And so that's kind of what the theme's going on here. So, she sent me a reply at 7:52 a.m. saying, "What the heck? Why would they leave you stranded?" Question mark, question mark. Guess I'll find. Well, they just happen to be going through the area and they're heading up to a job site.
Dude, this music needs to fucking stop.
So at 7.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Thank God.
57, I replied with, "Yep, I did record walking past your place just now, just in case for legal purposes as well as for safety. Thank you." And she replied at 8:02 with, "Why are you saying that as if I'm going to hurt you or something? I've never threatened you or even wanted to hurt you physically. Or is it just to keep as proof that you didn't hurt me? Man, good luck. I hope you have a way hope." That's crazy. I think she meant to say home. I can't believe you just got stranded. Neither can I, but things happen. It's called life. And then her next reply was at 8:03, so a minute after she sent that email, she says, "Or you were making your video while walking."
All right, so this is before. Let me go to here. All right, so what happened very recently is today, FireBat recorded himself walking outside of Seraphe's house, and Seraphe posted in my Discord, FireBat doing this.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This right here is FireBat walking within literally 1 to 2 blocks of Seraphe's fucking house or work. Why? I don't know. But this is fucking weird ass behavior. I don't know why the fuck you would record yourself walking past your ex's house, especially given the fact that in my original video, you threaten her and say that if you were to ever stalk her or show up at her house, this is how you would attack her and harm her. Your own words. This is on my original video that I made about you. This is FireBat, by the way.
Oh my god.
He confirms this.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I would be like, what the fuck? Why is FireBat fucking walking up to my house, walking up to my work?
Oh my god.
Why? Why would you do this, dude? So, you know, while you're filming yourself walking outside of Seraphe's house, she's doing the same thing, you fucking weirdo. This is Seraphe filming FireBat. This is FireBat out in the fucking, what, field? Walking? Like, there was literally no reason to do this. You know that she lives right there, so why would you do that? Why would you do that? Especially given the fact that you said that you know how to, you would jump her if you had the opportunity, or hypothetically, if you wanted to harm her, this is how you would do it. Those are your fucking words, FireBat. She says, let me move this. Have we come to an agreement? I wasn't aware. You agree with my side of what happens 10 years ago? Help, I'm lost. Now, 10 years ago, she said that she was sexually assaulted, raped by FireBat. And then he says, today, I agree with what happened years ago. Wait, for real? Replies Sarah Faye, yes. Well, good, because that's going in my police folder. There was a point where FireBat tweeted out that he was now going to interview Sarah Faye. After talking over with my wife, I think it's best that we just agree to disagree at this point. I would like to let the past go between us, if that's okay with you. I'm starting to see that what we're doing is the very same thing we used to do 3 to 4 months ago, and then it was the same thing we did 5 years ago. Let me be the first to lay down my, quote, need to be right, and just say, I'm sorry for the harm that I've caused you over the many, many months. As far as interviewing goes, I'm not going to do the interview. If we're going to have a conversation, it needs to be between you and I alone. No drama channels involved. Just whoever you want to be, we'll make it, whoever you want it to be with you and my wife. If we ever have a conversation in person, we'll do it on your time when you're ready. Don't you think enough has happened online? Can we just pull the rest and move on? We did the last time we were friends for a long time. I think it's better to be at peace and okay. Would not be right for once. In other words, I give up. Now, this is what Sarah Faye had to say in reply to that email. Okay. I understand that you can acknowledge that it wasn't okay. We're talking about extra sexual assault. And I'm glad that we can agree on that. My question has always been whether you understand that it was rape. Since the call isn't going to happen, I'm going to leave you with some stuff I would like to be brought up during this conversation. Don't worry about replying. Just think about what I mentioned here. Maybe you'll remember some of it. I'm not saying all of this to make you feel bad. I just wonder if you remember if I include details, some details I didn't include during interviews. The first time that we had sex, I said that I wasn't comfortable having sex. It was the first time we were very officially spending time the night together, aside from the night on the couch watching Phantom of the Opera. It was on the same day of our first kiss. With how shy I am, I did not feel comfortable having sex that early on. I'm not the kind of person who is okay with things moving that fast, even now at 30 years of age. Also, with how shy I am, there's no way I'm going to feel comfortable threatening to break up with you if you came inside me one day. That conversation didn't happen. I'm aware that there's a risk of pregnancy because you couldn't actually finish early. Plus, pre-cum means that there's a risk of pregnancy. You don't produce it, but I wouldn't have trusted with that my phobia of pregnancy. You told me that instead of sex, you were just going to rub yourself against me. I was reluctant and embarrassed, but I agreed. But instead of doing that, you immediately tried to insert yourself. You were having trouble with it at first, so you looked down, said, "Where is it?" I'm not laughing at Sarah Faye right now. This is the first time I'm reading this, okay? I'm laughing at the fact that FireBat literally is so fucking stupid, he doesn't know where the female anatomy is. And you're making somebody uncomfortable. Like, this is... You were Fuck, that's not what I wanted. I bumped the wrong thing, sorry. Oh my god. I gotta read this again. You were having trouble with it at first, so you looked down and said, "Where is it?" I realized what you were trying to do and told you to stop, but you weren't listening. You used your hand to position yourself and said, "Oh, there it is." Then started having sex with me until we had to stop because of Hannah. The time where I tried to push your hand away was a separate incident at my place. You were kissing me while trying to move my underwear aside. I started to push your hand away and stop, but you laughed in my face about it like it was fucking funny and kept going. The time with the banana was after also a separate event, the one that happened in Olympia. The banana incident, we ended up calling it, was the last time it happened. So I think at this point, maybe you realize how serious it was, that it was actually a really big deal and hurting me. This was not just a minor thing. Again, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but maybe you remember more specific details instead of just being vague ideas of what happened and going off in interviews or offhand comments. Again, no pressure to reply. Just consider what I have said. Okay, this is Sarah Faye today. This was an email exchange that happened today. Now, I don't know if they... So, this comment that I was talking about right here, this comment... So, look, we have on record FireBat literally admitting to sexual assault and saying that he broke Sarah Faye's consent. It's in my last video. I don't need to play the clip again. It's fucking there, right? In this comment, in the last 2 hours, he agrees that what he did was rape. Again. So can we stop using the term allegation now, please? Because not only are you admitting it in YouTube comments, you've admitted it in video, you have sexually assaulted somebody. And I don't care how many times you say sorry. I don't care how many times you say, I was a mistake. Sexual assault isn't a mistake, dude. It's an act of choice. It's a choice because you have no self-control. You have no impulse control. And you would rather harm somebody, make them feel uncomfortable because you want to get off rather than respecting somebody's wishes not to have sex. You are a rapist, FireBat. And I'm sorry that, a lot of people don't say that publicly out loud on live streams, but I do. This video gets demonetized for me saying that word, so be it. Don't really care. But that's what you are. And you can't really get away from that, okay? That is what you are. That is what you will always be because you've admitted it. You don't go on record and say, yeah, I broke somebody's consent and I pushed myself on them and I forced myself on someone. But, I didn't do that. Do you hear yourself, bro? Do you honestly hear yourself?
Walking to my place? Question mark. And that's at 8:08. I replied with, I'll be revealing in...
Sarah Faye says in chat, his reply to my long email was, I lost control and I am sorry for doing that to you, which he does not include in this video because it's admitting it to again. Sarah Faye, could you actually forward me those emails? I'll give you my email. Like, can you actually no, you know what? I'll post my, can you forward me these emails? Here, I'm going to do this right now. repsiongames@outlook.com. If you could forward me the entire email exchange, I would be greatly appreciated. You don't have to if you don't want to, whatever you're comfortable with, but I'm just saying, like, if you could, because if they admitted that in email, that is significant. That's even more just like, the more admission that we have of this, the better. Because a police officer would like to talk to you. That I know. And then we have this person on video saying that they did this, and now we have them email confirmation saying that they lost control. What is it when you lose control and you can't control yourself? What is that called? What is that called, guys? Like, really? You think you're gonna fucking make a video like this and conveniently leave out the fact that you have now admitted again that you are a rapist?
Next video. I then, at 8:11, sent another email saying, I wish I could just tell you, but I can't. I can't trust that you're going to not go to the drama channels and lie to them again. No, actions really hurt me. When I'm trying to type that, as I was trying to say, your actions really hurt me, and they did.
The fuck, dude, it doesn't matter. You're a rapist. Why the fuck would we give a shit about how you fucking are hurt? You know what's crazy is how you also call Sarah Faye a victim, but then you also say that you didn't commit sexual assault. How do you call somebody a victim while simultaneously saying, I didn't do this, and it's a lie, and then say, I'm sorry, you're a victim of abuse and sexual abuse? How do you say those two things? How can somebody be a victim, but then also a liar?
So I had to keep everything sweet and to the point, and I hate it. I hate that I can't just talk to her freely like before. I have to like hide every little thing, and I have to like be very cut and dry and to the point and talk to her in a way that I'm not comfortable with. I prefer being able to speak freely and not feel like I have to like hide every little thing I say.
No, look, Sarah Faye, me and Julia, Isaiah, there's other people. When we did our IRL meet, we will help you. We have a circle. This is something that needs to go to the police. I want it to go to the police. A police officer wants to talk to you about this situation. I'm not saying, I'm not making that up. That's all I'm going to say. And you have my DMs on Discord. Like, we can talk about this if you want. But I really encourage you, because this is somebody who I believe will do it again. I believe that he is absolutely capable of sexually assaulting somebody again.
At 8:16, she then replied again, I haven't lied. It's fine to say what I'm doing isn't okay, but you know me. You know I'm not a liar. You know I don't just make stuff up. You know I'm not a monster, and I still don't think you're a monster. I could make up insane stuff about you, but I don't. I've never lied about you, and I actively discourage people spreading false information about you because I don't want you to be bashed for stuff that isn't true. Which explains why drama channels have not been coming down my throat as badly as I originally anticipated. I replied at 8:22, did you see the video coverage of Goddammit Malcolm and Femnoise covering the journal entry that I made in my big white journal back when I was in Arkansas? And then I put, that's all the proof I need that I didn't do what you have falsely accused me of with the SA allegations.
You think he's more capable? I believe he is too. I'm telling you right now, FireBat's a ticking time bomb. I've seen this type of behavior before. This type of like obsessive compulsive where they have to like constantly be involving their ex in everything that they fucking do. Like constantly reaching out. Like this is somebody who has not let Sarah Faye out of their fucking mind. This is somebody who thinks about Sarah Faye every single day. This is somebody who on live stream literally said how they want to harm them and stalk them at work. This was my original video that I made. And now we're coming all for full circle as I played the clip earlier of him walking past Sarah Faye's house today, March 28th, 2026.
She then replied at 8:26. It said, yeah, and I posted the message you're referencing in that journal. I still have the conversation. You misunderstood what my message said. That's why people have been trying to tell you that's been disproven. Actually, no one's been trying to tell me anything. Never mind, I take that back. People have been trying to tell me. I just realized. Anyway, moving on. I don't think it's something you'd do to someone else, but that's what happened. I wish we could come to an understanding about this. I wouldn't lie about something like that. You know that. My reply to that.
I honestly think he's done it before, Sarah Faye. Very possible. But here's the thing. When people are sexually assaulted, it's not comfortable for people to come forward about that. There's a sense of shame and embarrassment, men or women, when it comes to sexual assault.
8:28 was at this.
So I understand like people's not wanting to go to the police because they're like not going to be taken as seriously. But this is not a situation of a he said, she said situation. This is a situation where they have admitted on the record in video and now through email that they have sexually assaulted and broke somebody's consent and they couldn't control themselves.
This point.
That is the most biggest significant thing, especially with state prosecution.
As I said before, the only time I've ever going to have a full-blown conversation with you is in person or not at all. I'm not going to do emails.
Fucking my nipples falling out, sorry.
I can take accountability and make the necessary adjustments on my YouTube channel so I can take accountability for my past behavior. And then I said again in another email, 8:29, I said, until you and I have a conversation where we sit down and earn my trust, unfortunately, this is how it has to be. At 8:30, I sent another email saying I'd be more than happy to stop by with my wife and record our conversation and come to an understanding. So what I mean by that was my wife and I, if it was okay with Sarah, I should have said if it's okay with you, but I didn't add that in there. But what I meant to say when I sent that was, if it's okay with you, I would love to come by. Since we're in the area, you're awake, I'm very close by. I'm literally less than half a mile away from her home and all that. We could have easily come by and had a serious conversation, get to the point of all this, and get over this. And then at 8:32,
Sarah, I don't know if you're comfortable mentioning this. Do you know, was he a virgin? Was FireBat a virgin when you guys dated? Did he lose his virginity to you is what I'm asking.
I said, Tanya is on her way to pick me up. She should be here in the next 45 minutes. I'll be hanging out at Target while I wait for her. And that was at 8:32. At 8:32, Sarah Faye replied to one of my other emails saying, you mentioned a specific date when you read the journal entry, so I checked our conversation from that time. This is what was said. This is the message from that day. In this message, what I was saying was that even though it was graphic, it wasn't graphic and violent like it usually is in the movies, it still was SA.
Oh, okay, that makes it any better?
I'm not open to seeing you in person since you made some really dark threats and physical hurting me, but I have considered doing a Discord call or something. I would like us to come to some sort of understanding over this. I haven't lied about any of it, and I won't. And so I read the message, and this is what the message she took out says. I don't have any evidence saved on you, which I remember back then she had literally told me right before she blocked me, before any of this transpired, that she had evidence on her Google Drive of me. That's what I remember. So that's probably what she...
Doesn't really matter if she has evidence or not. You've already admitted it to a crime.
...is referring to. I wouldn't ever try and send you to jail. If I was, it would have happened years ago when I was at my angriest. What happened between us may not be the violent assault you see in movies, but I hope you still acknowledge what happened was wrong. The truth is, I've always acknowledged it was wrong. I never said what happened back then was okay. I've admitted this multiple times, not just in other people's videos, but in my own videos, saying, I don't remember what happened back then. I don't remember it the same as she does. I remember it differently. But I know what happened back then was wrong, and I've taken accountability, despite the fact that I...
You don't remember what happened, but you remember that it was wrong. Man, that is some mental gymnastics shit. If you don't remember what happened, how can you admit that you remember it was wrong? In order to do something wrong, you have to remember what you did. So you do remember it, you're just plain stupid.
I don't remember that way. I know you apologize for stuff, but I don't know if you understand why the sex thing was so messed up. No means no. And truth is, I did. In fact, she doesn't remember this, but I do. I'm the one who originally went to her after the events and said, I am so sorry. And I remember crying on her bed, talking to her about this. What I can't remember, it was during the day, during the night.
So you cried that you sexually assaulted your girlfriend. Wow. Are we supposed to give you a pat on the back for that?
8:34, she says, no, absolutely do not show up at my house, not even while Tiny is with you, but I'm glad you have a way home. I was going to ask about that. At 8:36 a.m., I asked, would you be willing to do an audio or video call? And then at 8:38, I replied to a different email saying, I'm not F or fucking retarded. I wouldn't come to your house unless invited. Do you know my rules? Exclamation point. I don't show up places unless I'm invited to.
You showed up at her house literally 1 block away intentionally, and you can't tell me that wasn't an intentional video that we fucking watched earlier. Right? This one?
Oh my god.
So convenient. You're walking a literal block away, FireBat. God.
With exception with my brother, that's different. But this is a whole different situation. With my brother, I know he's not going to do jack shit. This is referring to the fake Brian harassing me online. If you want to have peace and want to drop this and move on, the only way that's going to happen is if we do what we should have done in the first place, which is sit down as 2 grown adults and talk, not playing text and or going through drama channels, meaning we just sit down and just talk this out. That's how we resolved it last time, is we got together in Forks at her apartment, sat down and talked. And then it led to us being friends for multiple years. At 8:41, I then replied at 8:41, I respect your decision and point of view. As I've said 5 years ago, I'm sorry for what happened between you and I. At 8:43 a.m., Sarah Faye replied with, I've been thinking of doing a Discord call or something we can try to talk this out. I've been wanting to for a while, but would you actually listen to me, or would you just talk over me and call me a liar? ? I'm just worried that it wouldn't go anywhere. that you would just get angry and accuse me of making stuff up. I swear I'm not.
I swear I'm not, Soafei. I swear I'm not, Soafei. I just want you back in my life, Soafei.
At 8:44, I then replied with, if you're willing to talk, I'm willing to hear you out. As long as I can record the video so I can post on YouTube, I want to clear the air and let this go. At 8:48, I then replied again with, if you're willing... Wait, what? If you're willing... Oh.
Is this the whole thing?
Sent me another reply at 8:48 a.m. saying that was my idea too, for it to be live streamed. I'm fine with that, but I would get into kind of specific sexual details. Are you prepared for that? I also want us to come to an understanding. I don't want you to keep thinking I'm a horrible monster, liar that has just
Dark Haley says, agree to disagree about raping somebody is crazy. I agree.
set out to ruin your life. I never wanted that. Unfortunately, because of your behavior, and you go into drama channels and interviewing with them, it kind of came across that way, unfortunately. I then replied at 8:50, I mean, are you going to be okay with the fact that my memories are different from yours? Because that's what this whole situation burns down to. I remember differently from her. That's just how it's been this whole time and how it's probably going to be for the rest of my life. I've tried seeing it from her perspective, and I just don't remember it that way.
Yeah, you conveniently don't want to remember that you committed sexual assault despite you admitting that you did. It must be really traumatizing for you to remember it that way, right?
At 8:52 a.m., she sent a reply. We may not be able to come to any sort of understanding then. If you're fully convinced yourself that things happen differently, we may not be able to figure anything out at all. Would you be able to admit live if you do end up remembering things happen the way I remember them? ? I replied at 8:53 with, of course. Meaning, yes. I mean, if I remember the same way as her, I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to lie. I have no reason to lie about that at this point. I'm willing to do an interview while I'm driving home. Tanya's going to pick me up shortly. Go ahead and send me a friend's request on Discord. And that was at 8:56. At 8:58, Sarah Faye replied to me, I have stuff going on today and tomorrow. I might be able to do it tomorrow night or Saturday. Did you get fired? ? I don't know if now's a good time, if you're already stressed out or so, down from upper part of Renton to the landing. So I was at a place where I could talk about it. This message makes it look like this was before or after I got back from Arkansas. So I don't know. Maybe I wrote the journal entry after I was in Arkansas, because I remember writing it in Arkansas. I had a table, wooden table, long table. It was hot outside. He was pretty bad that day, and so I remember writing this there. But again, it's been a long time. My memory could be faulty, so I will just leave it to you guys to decide for yourselves. But at this point, I think that I don't know how to really process this. So
You should try sleeping on it.
good idea. So at 10:07 a.m., I did reply with, you have my word, I will not be hanging up at this point.
I don't understand. What is the journal? So is he talking about documenting like when he committed sexual assault in the journal? Am I understanding that properly? Like, what relevancy does it... So look, FireBat tried to prove that he didn't ever use a giant dildo at the LA Fitness, despite the fact that on his FetLife, he literally talks about taking a dildo to the gym. And he tried to act as if... Where was I going with that? Oh, because he wrote what he did in a journal, therefore it didn't happen. And I just picked up a piece of paper and wrote something on. I'm like, does this... Because I wrote it down, that means it did or didn't happen? Like, a journal entry doesn't prove anything. Anybody can write anything.
All I care about is putting my own personal feelings, which I meant to put, say, my own personal feelings.
Welcome, Sydney Copeland. I don't recognize your name.
I didn't get in the email, so Sarah Faye replied at 10:13 with, all you care about is your own feelings, ?
He wrote a journal years ago that told him what happened wasn't sexual assault, but I found the messages he's referenced in that journal, and my message said the opposite, that it was SA. He misunderstood. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
And then at 10:14, I put, there's nothing else to say at this point, other than I look forward to our interview.
Like a FireBat Death Note journal? Yeah, that's a good, accurate description.
At 10:18, before we left, I did say, feeling the side again, and let's put behind us, not just for my family, but also for myself. I'm tired of going in circles. That was the rest of what of that sentence is what I was basically replying to the incomplete sentence that I emailed her prematurely. And then at 11:24 a.m., about an hour or so after that,
I thought he was supposed to be doing work. Did he not work at all at his job?
that email, I sent another email
How can you, if you're supposed to be working, how can you be emailing this frequently?
with probably my most mature reply I think I've ever said in my entire
Okay, guys, it's my most mature reply that I've ever said.
life.
Oh my
After
god.
talking it over with my wife, I think it's best that we just agree to disagree at this point.
Oh yeah, well this is the, yeah, so what he's reading right now is this, is what he, it is this one. This is what he's reading out loud. Just to confirm, like, this is real. Like, he's not just making shit up. This is the screenshot. It's best just to agree to disagree about rape. Wild, wild statement.
I would like to let the past between us go, if that's okay with you. I'm starting to see that we're doing the very same thing we did needs to be between you. I'm tired of going to meet her at her place in Renton. I'm tired of going up to Forks. I'm tired of being the one that has to go to her all the time. So basically, I'm making her put in the effort if she wants to be friends. So if she wants to have that
Looking
conversation,
extra greasy. Yeah, I think they just got out of the shower, I think.
In person, it just needs to stop. And so Sarah Faye then says at 11:36 a.m., yeah, probably for the best. After your exclusive survey interview post, which is on Facebook, or sorry, on YouTube, and will not be taken down, 1,000,001 people blew up at me for even considering it. It was a very strong reaction. Just please know that I'm not a liar. I will not spread lies about you, and I will actively discourage any lies from being spread. I'm not some heartless monster. I'm still me. And deep down, you know who I am. I still wish you all the best and hope you grow and do better. And your baby is very cute. I then reply at 11:39 because I didn't know how to respond. So I said, I want to cry, ... And I do.
I worked for 3 hours. I obsessively emailed my ex while I complained about the job for 3 hours. Literally that, South Tower.
Why? She says. You suddenly remember that I'm not a psycho evil monster, ? And then has a crafting lying face. At 11:51, I replied, which was 49 minutes ago, no, I'm just tired of looking at you that way and or myself. I know you'll never believe me, but I'm sorry for what happened all those years ago and for recent events that can I have your permission to make a video about our whole conversation, or can I use at least these 2 parts of the email video I just made, meaning this video? And I said are the 2 parts that I will use if she says no to me using this video. At 11:57 a.m., she said, you say you're sorry for what happened, but ... Does that mean you understand what really happened? If you're apologizing for it, that makes me feel like maybe you understand that I'm telling the truth, and yeah, you can use those parts. At 11:58, she replied with, but I'm glad you're tired of looking at me that way. I think you've built up this idea of an evil, awful version of me and kind of forgotten who I really am. And I think, thinking about it, she's right. It's really easy to look at her differently when there's drama channels literally making her out to be this victim that's been manipulated for me for years, that is just this helpless person. The truth is she's not as hopeless as she makes herself out to be. She knows what she's doing. She's fully aware of what's at stake. She's fully aware of the truth. And so am I. And the truth is, I think my involvement with the drama channels regarding this whole situation...
Congratulations for making it your first live, Lone Soul Eater. We've been talking a lot.
hasn't helped. I think it's really exacerbated the situation. My reply at 11:58 a.m. was yes, and that was to, you say you're sorry for what happened. And then say, it go. That being said, I am not going to read the rest of this because this is between her and I want to keep that to myself. And so
him not reading this off is probably where he admits that he admits to losing impulse control, is what that's referencing.
I'm going to make a separate video and keep that video to myself, I think, as a reminder of this conversation I'm having with her. So that...
All right. That was 25. Wait, he made another one? This was 2 hours ago?
Before we start this video,
Shit, that's fucking loud.
Full accountability for this video and all videos made about Seraph today. For every word I've said, every email correspondence, and I take full responsibility for my behavior. Before we start, and basically summarize this whole day's event with Seraph, I want to say that I'm sorry to Seraph's family for all the crap I've been saying about them on the web, and take full accountability for those negative remarks. And so if they've seen those remarks, if Seraph shared those remarks with them, doesn't matter if she has or hasn't, bottom line is I am sorry for how I treated. And so I will take care of that for you, hun. So without further ado, let's hop into the main part of this video, and let's go. Hello. So, this will be the final video about the Seraph situation.
Not the fucking music, dude.
Those of you who are aware, this morning started off very rough for me. I just got a decent couple-hour nap. Well,
does FireBat know that taking full responsibility may involve state prosecution? Yeah, literally.
Somewhat decent couple-hour nap. Let's see, it's like, what, 4... Yeah, got the stuff with Seraph, and then I was just like, you know what, I'll have to deal with the rest of this video later, and... For bed,
thank God, music stopped. Why does he put this horrible music in for like first fucking minute of his streams? God.
Oh, Tanya, I love you. We're okay.
I can barely hear what they're saying.
Long story short, she was tired. She's been up basically all night. I was under the impression that I was sleeping most of it, and only up for like maybe an hour at a time. I'm getting like 2 hours of sleep in between each of the feeding cycles, or at least an hour or whatever, but no, she's been up as long as I have, plus driving. And so on the way home, the reason why I didn't do a video on the way home from Renton is because my wife was really tired, and so I took over the wheel and drove us home. And yeah, I didn't want to say this then, but I was very loopy while driving home. And so we got home. That's the point, is we got home safely in one piece. So moving on. So as you guys are aware, Seraph and I have been dealing with a situation between each other for a long time. It got bad enough that drama channel / commentaries got involved, and then it just got to a point where her and I just cut ties, stopped talking to each other altogether. And then after a couple of months of silence between her and I, or space, I had reached out to her about a day, maybe 2 after the birth, sent her a couple pictures, said, hey, baby's born, gave them pictures.
Yeah, the thing about that, Loon Fox, taking accountability is going to the police station for your actions. You would say yes. I would say yes to that, but he already did this. He did a whole thing where he pretended that he was returning himself into the police station and said that he was going to do it, and he made it up. But I agree with you. FireBat, if you're watching, you've committed sexual assault. So go down to the police station and say, hey, I did this and I need to be... Go to a police officer and say that. You've admitted it on video, so now it's your job to be the woman or the man that you're meant to be and take accountability because you've committed a crime. You sexually violated someone.
Out of respect, and because...
Admitted it in email, you admitted it in video, so make the third time actually mean something.
Pictures, let know how her and the baby were doing. And at the time...
Oh, no, he's absolutely did it, Loon Fox. I don't know if you're new here, but this person has admitted to it on stream that they committed sexual assault.
As I said in the other video, I felt very insecure with Seraph. I didn't feel like I could trust her. And so I just sent her short, small burst replies. Then we went back to being silent until this morning, or sorry, last night, when I found out I had a job that was about 2-ish blocks away from her where she lives. And so I was like, you know what, I'll respect. I have a moral obligation to at least let her know that I'll be in the area, because the last thing I want, as I said in the other videos, I don't want her to see me and then freak out. At this point, I am unsure where I'm at with Seraph, or she is with me. I have this picture in my head, or had a picture in my head, that she was out to get me, that she's a monster, that she hates me, that she wants to smear my name, smear campaigns and all that jazz. And so I was not seeing her the way I used to see her. I was seeing her how I would treat, well, drama commentaries. I put her in the same category as them. And so, of course,
after I got there, she did reply this morning, wishing me luck. I sent a couple snippy, replies, which was "yep." She would say something, and I said "yep," and then she replied with "yep," and then we went back to being silent, and then went to the job.
I still want the question answered. Why were you fired from Mary's Maze? And then number two, why did you intentionally walk by Sarah Faye's place so close across that field? You were literally 2 blocks away from them. Why? Why would you do that? Especially after you said on video that if you want to harm them, you told people how you would harm somebody by stalking your ex, and how you would jump on them, how you would come up from behind them when they least expect it, when they get out of their job, when they go home, when they walk home. Like, what the fuck?
Already talked about the job. You can watch that in my work vlogs. I don't really feel like rehashing this morning's situation. I'm not happy about it. I wish I was not in this situation. But the thing with God, he tends to put me in these type of situations.
Oh my God. No, God's not putting you in any situation. You're putting yourself in situations by your own dumb actions and your inability to understand the things you do and say. The things that you do and say. It has nothing to do with God.
Learn something or to deal with something. And so today was apparently God put me in a situation where I had to practice restraint and be a person of peace.
Oh. Well, where was God when you committed sexual assault? Where was God, holding you from restraining committing rape? Where was he, Firebat?
So I decided to be respectful on the same email, new email, sent Sarah Faye an email, say out of respect, I think you need to know, I'm walking past your workplace in your home. I recorded the entire thing just in case, so that if something were to happen, again, I can trust her. She has proved.
Too bad I wasn't on a date this morning, going to the movies to see Mortal Kombat with my boyfriend. Because, God, I would have loved to have popped up.
Proven in the past I can trust her.
I was in Auburn, too.
And so, just out of safety, I walked past, videoed the entire walking past. Even videoed it to a point where I was walking down the hill, and then after a certain part of the hill, stopped, and then continued my emails with her. And I already read those emails. You guys read that for yourself, so I don't need to rehash those emails. Long story short, I'm feeling very not apprehensive against her, or very angry or upset. At this point, I'm just hurt. By
nobody cares that you're fucking hurt, dude. There's nothing to be hurt about. You were not the one who was raped.
Things have happened between her and I. And if I'm angry at anyone at this point, it's myself. One, for allowing myself to yet again, with someone I care in my life, to look at them as if they are a villain, to treat them the way I feel like they're treating me. Self-projection is a very, very much a thing, and I can admit when I'm self-projecting. I think that's what's going on.
Wow. Okay, you can admit when you're self-projecting. Like the video we're going to watch after this, the next couple videos that I have saved on my computer, as I skimmed through them, and there's a lot of projection in those videos.
And so some of her emails she would send and talk about, saying, hey, I'm still the same person I was before. I don't think you're a monster. I don't think you're evil. What happened 10 years ago did happen. We should try to make peace. It's basically from what I started to understand at one point, and I was like, you know what? Okay. So after my wife got to me, I had an hour to really spend by myself because my wife was in the back of the car attempting to take a nap with Saphira while we were driving home. And so I took this time to really think, do I really want to do an interview with Sarah Faye? For those of you who don't know, I've been wanting to do an interview with Sarah Faye for quite some time. And unfortunately...
Sarah Faye says we have not made peace. That wasn't the point at all.
Unfortunately, I can't do it in good conscience. I am not like the other commentaries where they can just be assholes to people, and that's just not who I am.
No? What about when you told me you wanted to chop my hands off? And you called me a flaggot on fucking stream. What was it, last month? Like that Rep Zion guy. He's a fucking flaggot.
And so, unless we're doing a video together that's us having fun together or us having a good conversation, you know, or us doing something that's productive. I have to agree with my wife, because at some point I did talk to her about it, and we both agreed that us doing an interview would only exasperate the situation, and it wouldn't do us no good. And so,
Yes, this relationship was
I
10 years
basically
ago,
decided
Luna.
to say, you know what? Screw it. I don't care about being right. Hadn't got me anywhere so far. Hadn't got me anything I really wanted, and what I want is peace. At the end of the day, it's not, I don't really care about being right. I just want to be at peace, because this has been eating me up alive ever since the initial interviews Sarah Faye has had with Malcolm Femiois, I think with a couple other people.
Wait till I have an interview with Sarah Faye and Isaiah and Julia and Cowgirl. Are you ready for that, FireBat? It's not going to be fun for you. I got voice memos, I got DMs from you, yours truly.
And so I decided to just be blunt and say, I give up, I surrender. I'm going to be the first to say I'm giving up the right, and I'm giving up the desire to be right. I'm going to lay that down, because those of you who don't know, once I get
I'm not sure he even knows that we all had lunch together. I don't know if he knows that either. FireBat, in case you didn't know, Sarah Faye and me had lunch with Julia and Isaiah and Hot Tub Girl. What was it, last month? Was it last month? I think it was. Yeah, we did an IRL meetup. It's very fun.
Train of want to be right, yeah, I do not get off that train ever. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be a person of peace. I'm tired of this. And so,
can you imagine Sarah? You know what I. Can you imagine? You know what I should have? You know what we should have done, Sarah Faye? I should have been like, hey, let's take a selfie, and we should have been like the whole fucking just the peace sign, or like all kawaii fucking selfie, and then post it and send it to him, and send it me email like, we had such a great day today, as like just like a fucking troll bait. That's
she and I then
they'd probably lose their fucking mind.
And then she shared with me her full SA story.
Oh,
in detail, in a way that she hasn't before, and if she has, I have no memory of this.
Okay, so we're getting here. Sarah Faye, yeah, we went in that email. We actually already went over that email.
So to me, this came across as fresh. The detail of the night were crystal clear, and I remember that night the way she does for once. And my only response at this point is, I'm sorry. But I did back then 10 years ago.
Oh my god. So here we got it. Okay, so Sarah Faye wrote an email, which we already went over. I'm not going to go over it again. Going in detail about how she was raped by FireBat, Violet. Okay. This is his response to this. Someone who is guilty of a sexual crime does not react this way.
My only response at this point is, I'm sorry. But what I did back then 10 years ago was messed up. It may not be like, I agree with her with this, it may not be like in the movies, where the SA was aggressive and, you know, someone got murdered in the end. But at the end of the day, SA is SA. And I can say this with all honesty, despite how messed up I was back then, and I did that. I did love her.
This was uploaded 2 hours ago. Hey, I'm sorry for raping you. You know, I know this is really messed up, but I still love you. I know I raped you, but I still love you. That's what love is. I know it's messed up to say, but it's true. Dude. Did you just seriously post this fucking online? This is fucking crazy. Dude, not even Onision would fucking do something like this. This is fucking batshit. Fucking trans FireBat my ass. Fucking trans crazy bat. You're a crazy bat. I gotta remember, this is like I am bewildered right now. I have never in 16 years seen something like this happen. You admit to raping someone, and then you say in the next fucking sentence that you're in love with them. Love and rape are two very diametrically opposed things. They don't work hand in hand, okay? If somebody says no to you, and you sexually force yourself on somebody and you rape them, that is not love. You are a lustful person. You are a lustful rapist, is what FireBat is. The fact that you can admit sexual assault and love in the same it's genuinely upsetting. This is upsetting. I don't even I'm on shrooms and this is fucking, and I fully understand what's happening right now. Like more people need to be talking about this. This isn't fucking insane.
And I can say this with all honesty, despite how messed up I was back then, and I did that. I did love her.
I can't believe it's a red.
She knows it. I know it. I will never fully understand Sarah Faye. I'll never understand why she's kind to me like this. I'll never understand that woman. She is unpredictable. She can be serious and talk about this stuff.
Do you know, FireBat, that your fucking child that's in the room, Tanya, is off to the side? You understand that children understand, like, they take in information and words that you're saying. You shouldn't even be having this conversation out loud next to your child. They retain shit. Babies retain shit. Yeah, they may not understand it, but they're processing information.
And then do stuff like this, where she's kind to me. So
I'm so glad that my sexual assaulter doesn't talk about me on YouTube. I wouldn't be able to handle it, especially because he got away with it. Sarah Faye, you were stronger than you think.
I don't know how to feel about it at this point. My wife keeps asking me, why do I keep letting her in? Because deep down, Sarah Faye is right. I do know Sarah Faye. And Sarah Faye knows me.
Just because you know someone, you can be friends with them.
You're correct.
I couldn't hear what she said.
And that goes perfectly into what I was about to talk about. Does this mean Sarah Faye are going to be friends with me and I with her? Probably not. I'll be surprised if something does happen where we can be friends, but in order for that to happen, there's going to have to be a meeting with me and you and with her and someone she chooses of her choice to be with her, to sit down in person to discuss that.
Imagine Sarah Faye's like, Daniel, Repsion, come with me to meet up with FireBat. Can you imagine? We meet up FireBat, he pulls out pepper sprays and pepper sprays us both instantly for just standing there.
If that ever is a thing. But I wouldn't be counting my chickens and I wouldn't count on it. Especially since the damage has been done.
I don't know if you don't mind, I'd like to change your diaper.
Oh, of course. Naturally, mother.
Okay, I don't know if it's not going to show this kid, right? Okay.
I see.
Just not remembered.
I've been doing pretty good not showing the kid on my videos, but I know at some point it's probably going to happen. And I'll just edit it out. Post-stream, when the stream's done, I can edit sections out, and I'll do that. But if it happens, it happens. But so far, I've done pretty good.
Yeah, I don't really think about these things. Especially when you're sitting. Give me a second, guys. I need to grab a bottle. Does this suddenly make what's happened over the past couple months void and not happened? Nope. I take full responsibility with what happened over the past many months. I take full accountability with with how I've been treating people on the web, and I take full responsibility with, and I told her this already in my own email, with multiple times, I take full responsibility for my behavior with her as well, present, past, and 10 years ago. And so, at this point, I think it's fair to say that I can trust Sarah Faye that she's not going to be going out of her way to destroy my life. She said herself in her own email that 10 years ago, when she was at her angriest, she didn't do it then, and she's not going to do it now. And so, people can judge me all they want, harass me. At the end of the day, Sarah Faye is responsible, and if one day she feels like holding me accountable and to a point where she goes to law enforcement, I said this a couple months ago, I took accountability back then too, is I'm okay with that.
Well, Sarah Faye, you got it on record, all right? If they're okay with it. But also, like, she shouldn't have to. I mean, she really shouldn't have to at this point. You've admitted it already. You've admitted, and you were just crying about sexual assault, that you sexually assaulted her. So fucking do the thing that you need to do and turn yourself into the police.
I'm thankful and I am grateful that she won't, and I will not take advantage of this. I won't. Just like I did 10 years ago. So, I think it's fair to say that probably at this point, Sarah Faye and I will go back to being silent. We won't talk to each other unless I'm happen to be in her area and I want her to know. Oh.
No, don't contact her again, retard.
I know. It's so cold. It's so cold. It's okay. I should probably get going before the baby starts crying to death. So, with that being...
All right. There's another video. How close is this? This was an hour ago? Wait, is it the one? Okay, we just watched this one.
You know,
All right, let me see. There's not... Are they putting the full baby in here? I'm skimming baby back of the head of the baby. Oh, I don't think... Why is this hashtag breast pump? You fucking This is just... Why? What? Why would you hashtag breast pump? Are you literally trying to get people who are fucking like into breastfeeding and can fetishize that shit to watch your content? Fucking weirdo. Why would you fucking put that on there? It seems like they're just out in public with their kid. Nothing really... That is the most bizarre. I have never seen a hashtag breast pump, dude. I have never seen that ever in a fucking video in my life. What the fuck? Imagine next time he's like fucking masturbating, he's like hashtag fapping or hashtag erection. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, I know he knows what he's doing. He's not that fucking stupid. That is absolutely intentional. You want some fucking pervy people to fucking click on your video and watch your video who are probably into that fucking fetish type content. That is the only reason you would post that. Fuck, dude. All right, let me check the tabs, see if they have anything new posts. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. All right, so that's all FireBat up until current date. So we're not done yet, though, because there's a couple of videos that I want to go through. But first, I want to show you this was posted by, I think, Miller or South Tower. I don't remember who posted this, but I saw this and I'm like, this is actually a really great example of this. So this is known as the FireBat cycle. And I don't know who made this, but whoever made it, kudos to you because it's absolutely accurate. Number one, FireBat is called out or exposed for some sort of behavior or thing that they do online. Number two, FireBat overshares or trauma dumps to win. This is very common. They do this almost in every single video, especially if they want to make you feel bad for something, for why they committed sexual assault. They'll cry on camera or they'll make it about them and how they felt during the sexual assault that they committed. This has happened multiple times on the internet, so never seen this type of behavior this far out. But number three, FireBat realizes no one cares or believes them. Cue mega crash out, fake crying, puking, etc. Yeah, this happened when they got super, super drunk. I'm hoping for a drunk FireBat meltdown. I really like it when FireBat's drunk. I think when FireBat is drunk, we get the truest version of them and how they feel and how they think. Number 4, Saved by Christ. That is true. Common theme. They go from being like a devout Christian to not, to then being a Christian again. I've seen this happen multiple times, and they're currently on their Christian arc. Number 5, they declare victory. The trolls and haters were owned and destroyed by God. I actually haven't seen this one yet. I have not seen number 5 yet. This is that's an interesting one. Number 6, try to move on but fail. Love the attention but hate being attacked. 7, fake emergency events as last-ditch attempt for control, turning ourselves in suicide. Yeah, that's a common thing. When he made a whole video series about how he's going to turn himself into police for committing sexual assault, and the multiple times that he said he's going to harm himself. And then when I made my video, he made a YouTube channel with his obituary saying, "Rest in peace, FireBat," the day after my video, implying that he not alived himself because I made a video on him. That actually happened. Number 8, fail to commit to anything. No one feels bad or convinced by FireBat, and then the cycle resets.
The video you're about to watch, I find these comments and I'm reading them and I'm like, wow, this person is absolutely a deranged freak. And so be careful when you read these comments. I have taken the liberty of taking off the names and where I found these posts and all.
Why would you take off the names and find these posts? That's fascinating. I wonder why you would do that on a Reddit thread that is approximately 7 to 10 years in age.
That, and so
why wouldn't you want me to find the thread? I know what thread he's taking these comments from, by the way, because I just know. It's not hard to find. But one of the things that bothers me is when people start using third-party shit. So what I'm going to do right now, actually, before we even get all the way in here, I'm going to pull up a tab. Okay. I'm going to go YouTube. Go to Riley FireBat. Okay, we're going to go to Riley's video. Okay, Riley's video is sitting at 87,000 views, all right? And let's just go to the comment section really quick, okay? So we're going to do a similar thing to what you're doing right now, just to show you how fucking stupid you are.
You guys can read these comments from these people. I keep saying this, but I don't know why I ever took this loser ever seriously. So, let's go. A disgrace to the YouTube community, but also a danger to those around him. And so I don't know if he's single. Just from the shorts I've been watching and trying to get a better idea of this person, he clearly lives alone, has money to spend as a bus driver, and just has no life other than his patheticness to do YouTube all the time. And I think...
My patheticness to do YouTube all the time. Well, here's the thing. I don't do YouTube all the time. I only do 1 or 2 live streams in an entire week. I think you're projecting here, FireBat. Because YouTube is not my job. I barely stream. You can go and look at my stream history. I stream once a week. Once a week. Sometimes 2 on Thursday or Fridays, because those are my 2 days off. Did he call you a bus driver? Yeah, because I am a bus driver.
To do YouTube all the time. And I think after carefully going through his content, I think the reason he's been treating me the way he is, it's not because he's concerned about my child or my wife or any of that. It's because he's jealous. I think
because I, Daniel, am jealous of FireBat. Yes, FireBat. I'm jealous that you live in a studio apartment with a newborn child in one singular room. That's what I'm jealous of. Totally. Totally. What possibly do you think that I'm jealous of, bro? Dude, this is like high school. This is lower. This is like not kindergarten. This is like elementary level bullshit. Jealousy? Are we really pulling the jealousy card in 2026? I make $78,000 a year in my job right now. And with my raise that's coming June 12th, I'll be going up to $84,000 a year. Why would I be jealous of you? You can't hold a job.
He's jealous of the fact that I have a wife.
I'm jealous that you have a wife. Okay. No. I am not jealous of that. Not at all. Not at all. I would never have a wife or a boyfriend, or I would never have a wife or a husband, excuse me, unless there's a prenuptial agreement, because I don't trust people like that. So you better cross your jelly beans that your wife doesn't ever divorce you. Though I don't even know if she could ever even take 50% of what you fucking have, because you have nothing to take.
That I have a decent vehicle. That
you have a decent vehicle? Wait, hold that up.
He's jealous. I think he's jealous of the fact that I have a wife, that I have a decent vehicle.
You mean the vehicle that you were literally, in the last video that we were watching, you were complaining that your vehicle is 20 years old and you can't drive it for more than 30 minutes on the highway. That vehicle? I'm jealous of that vehicle? Trust me. No comprende. I love my car. I drive a 2001 Honda Accord Special Edition SI. I got it when it had 30,000 miles on it. It still has 150,000 right now. For a 20-year-old car, that's a lot. Or 20-plus-year-old car, that's a lot. I've only ever had one issue with it. Ever. I'm not jealous of you, bro. I can drive more than 30 minutes without my car breaking down. Your car is literally, what Dark Haley's, the car is literally falling apart. You said this in your last stream. You uploaded today. You said that you can't drive long distances with your car. And you have the balls to fucking upload a video and say, I'm jealous of your fucking car? Do you hear yourself?
That I have a home.
I have a home. What am I in right now? You dumb fucking monkey tit? Is this not a house? Wow, guys! What am I in? Mara, where are we? My dog is right there. What are we doing? Jesus Christ, on a stick! Jealous of a home? My home is 950 square feet. You live in a studio apartment, so if you want to compare homes, my home is nicer and better than yours. And I have a ginormous walk-in closet. My apartment is 900 square feet. You live in a studio apartment. You want to get into the comparing game? I will win.
That I have a baby.
No! That you have a baby? Why would I be jealous of that? I don't want a newborn baby. I've been down that route. I already have kids, motherfucker. I don't want newborns. Fuck newborns. I do not like babies, man. They are annoying. They're a ton of work. They're expensive. They rely on you 100%. I am happy with my dog. Does he not know that I have kids? FireBat came after me when he was after me for living in low income. Oh, I was message retracted. I don't know. I didn't get to read that. I was reading that message, but whatever.
Despite all my issues, my problems.
He came after me for living in low-income housing, but hey, we have 3 bedrooms, 2 floors, and AC, unlike Bat.
I'm still on top. And I think that makes him upset.
Okay, I want to play this whole segment again. This is epic. This is gold.
The reason he's been treating me the way he is not because he's concerned about my child or my wife or any of that. It's because he's jealous. I think he's jealous of the fact that I have a wife, that I have a decent vehicle, that I have a home, that I have a baby, that despite all my issues, my problems, I'm still on top. And I think
all the problems, you're still on top. Brother, you just fucking broke down crying in the last fucking video because you fucking admitted that you sexually assaulted somebody. Is that somebody who's on top? A rapist? Also, I don't know this comment is YouTube Predator Hunter. I am not. This is on Reddit, I know, but I'm not a YouTube Predator Hunter. I have never claimed to be a YouTube Predator Hunter ever. I don't know who's saying this, but that is ridiculous. I've never classified myself that. And I wouldn't.
That makes him upset. And I think he's been lying because that's how he really feels about himself. I've seen some of his predator activity. I've seen...
Yes, I got kids. I have fur kids and I have kids. I took my kid to fucking, their military corps training today.
His immature videos. I've seen some stuff that honestly has me greatly concerned about this individual. And you guys can read these for yourself, these comments. They're quite disturbing.
These comments are quite... Okay, so literally what you're doing, you're just showing these random comments, okay? Random comments. I'm not even going to read this because it seems fucking stupid. Funny how he's criticizing Patricia Paytas after coming out as LGBTQ. So he's in a committed monogamous heterosexual... Yeah, they're already not even being accurate. Heterosexual relationship. I just took my boyfriend out for today. Fuck. Damn, they're getting my sexuality and stuff wrong. Go figure.
Some of them, and very just... Honestly, if I'm going to be blunt, I almost puked earlier at some of these comments. Just like, wow.
You almost puked because of Reddit comments? That's weakling. That's pussy shit.
This person is not a good person. And one of the comments, if you read them, it's in one of these. Someone literally points out that he has a holier-than-thou attitude.
He also soft talks Onision's wife and kids in a video. Not sure which one. Onision's asked him to no, soft talks. You mean the kids that he's talked about publicly? You mean the kid that he dropped out of a window and bashed and cracked their skull open? The kids that he's mentioned by name publicly? But okay.
Dude, this guy is a faggot who has...
Wow! Guys, didn't know about the trigger warning right there. Trigger warning, trigger warning. He just said that. Let's listen to it again. Oh, that was beautiful.
Read them. It's in one of these. Someone literally points out that he has a holier-than-thou attitude. This guy is a faggot.
Thank you. You know, I do enjoy sucking dick from time to time. So my dog, you want to say hi? Hello. Hello, doggy. Hello, hello, hello. I love you too. I love you too. I love you too. Yes, I love the kisses. Yum, 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 yum. Go lay down. Come on, go.
Who has a thing for men, who used to be a Christian and had walked away from God entirely and has devoted his life to being an atheist who is a gay fag for other men and then judges people.
Dude, this is wild. I haven't actually watched this yet. This is the first time I'm watching this. Listen to this. This is crazy.
And had walked away from God entirely and has devoted his life to being an atheist who is a gay fag for other men and then judges people like me who, despite my bisexuality, have struggles with it.
I love this. This is wild. I'm so glad I didn't watch this through, dude. Dude, he just went full slur mode. I don't even say that on YouTube. I say flag. Repsion did good coverage. I guess I'll read a comment. Repsion did good coverage of Nissan case at the beginning, but it was actually clear it was just a cash grab and didn't actually care about anybody involved in this. I mean, yeah, you give people what they want, right? If people like Onision, I actually have a Onision video coming out this week. People love my Onision content. I'm not gonna deny that. It's a very normal thing. Have I made videos specifically for cash? Damn straight I have. Don't care about anybody involved. Definitely not. I gave Sarah Onision's one of their exes. I gave her almost like $2,500 of a sponsorship because she was in my video and I wanted to help support her during a difficult time. Like, I care about, if I'm actually talking about somebody's experience and I am helping someone and they want me to talk about it, I'll help them. To say that I don't care about anybody involved is just not true. Started to be a massive turnoff to me. For the Milk Sister mentioned Onision in the title, but they talked about himself the whole time. His truly holier attitude. Okay, I want to know which video. Actually, I would love to know what video they're talking about. But
which is kind of hilarious since he's a hypocrite with things he has done in his past. If you don't believe me, you can go watch episode 1 and episode 2, where people literally expose this person for what he is, which is a degenerate freak, a horror cow.
Degenerate freak. Well, I did skim through some of it, and it's all fucking videos from literally almost 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago. And some of the stuff that was mentioned in those videos, because I skimmed through it very briefly, I mentioned in the Mr. Repsion files. So, you can go and watch me expose myself if you want. It's all out there. I'm not hiding anything. I
was just going to leave it at just low cow, because that's what he really is at the end of the day. But the more research I would do, the more videos I would watch, the more reaction videos or time I'd spend reacting. I spent about 2 hours watching some of this stuff, reacting, and you know what? This guy's a horror cow and takes it to a whole new level. The creepy behavior, the excuses, never taking accountability is both concerning and outrageous.
Again, please go watch the Mr. Repsion files.
This person comes to my YouTube, makes videos about me, exposing my fetishes, exposing things that have already been shared on the web by
They're mad. Holy shit.
Femioys and Trough and Malcolm and Perry and others. Yet this person tries to cash in because he can't get shit on YouTube anymore. His videos consist of him eating junk food.
He's mad. Oh, I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go do some self-promotion, shall we? 1 second. Don't want to show my revenue shit on YouTube. Let's go to my YouTube channel really quick here. Since he's apparently a big fan of my YouTube shorts, let's do a self-promote. So I've been posting a lot of short-form content here on YouTube because I like eating food and Pokemon cards and stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys ever go to my shorts tab, but look at all these shorts videos that I have, right? I'm eating food because I am out on the road 5 days a week, 48 hours a week. I'm out. So I do eat out a lot. But you know, all these places have rotating menus. Every other few months they have new food, and I enjoy eating this food. And a lot of this is not all junk food, brother. Not all of it's junk. Some of it is, but there's some actual really good stuff on here. I started doing food from like Trader Joe's, 7-Eleven, seasoned corn. Like, it's not all junk. Some of it is, but also I like trying junk because I normally don't try junk food. And that's what makes it so fun to try, is I can actually rate it and review it. And clearly people like it because I'm making money while doing it. And if you really want to get technical, I have older food reviews that I did of eating food. I think it was like when Burger King released their Cheeto mac and cheese fries. I reviewed that and it got 50,000 views. I was also sponsored by Jack in the Box to eat food like 6 years ago. I'm dead ass. Jack in the Box paid me to sit down with a new burger and drink and eat it on fucking YouTube. That video's still on there. I bet you would love to get paid $2,500 to sit on your ass and eat a fucking cheeseburger and a soda. That would be quite amazing, wouldn't it? So by all means, brother, you want to come at me, but you're doing it the wrong fucking way, because you're critiquing me eating food, something that we have to eat. And FireBat, I've seen your fucking cooking tutorials. I've seen you make fucking salad in a trash bag. I've seen you take 99-cent ramen things and put it together in a pot and then make a food out of 99-cent ramens, which is junk food. That shit is horrible for you. So much sodium, right? So you want to come at me about my ability to be able to eat out at restaurants multiple times a week because I make $43 an hour at my job? I can afford it. You can't. I don't know. It sounds a lot like projection to me. I think somebody's jealous of the fact that I can go out and eat junk food and I can afford to buy junk food, nice restaurants, high groceries. I can go out and buy it whenever the fuck I want. Fucking today, when I saw Mortal Kombat with my boyfriend, I walked over to the Collection Outlet Mall and spent $250 on Pokemon. You guys want to see my newest Pokemon stuff I bought? I bought some new Pokemon. Actually, speaking of Pokemon, sorry, I'm ADHD brain. Look at my new cards. I pulled some Sirs. Look, I pulled this today out of Chaos Rising. Emma. Surfing Beach. This is a $20 card. It's really pretty. Look at that. I pulled this too in Chaos Rising. Another grunt. Nice special illustration. Pulled that one. And I love this one. This is a $100 card if I get it fucking graded. For the Crobat's beautiful. But yeah, I pulled today when I did a Chaos Rising Pokemon stuff. But like, my point here is that I have the money to spend on these things. I don't fucking critique you what you spend your money. I don't think I've ever actually critiqued you spending what you spend money on. Have I never critiqued you for spending on those green goblin masks that look fucking ridiculous on you?
Testing fucking junk food for a living.
For a living? Not a living, my brother.
Ugh. Just ugh. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he has diabetes.
Yes, this body's got diabetes, guys. Ugh, look at my body. Diabetes body. Sorry.
From all the fast food I've been seeing him eating.
Well, apparently they're a fan of my fast food reviews. How much does he watch me eat?
And like the only thing I can say nice about this person is he and I have something in common. We both like Batman. We have a couple things in common. We both like Batman. We both like Star Wars. You know what? That's awesome. That's cool. I did watch his Mandalorian take, and you know I agree with him with that.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you agreed that we both like the Mandalorian. Is that something we can bond over, FireBat? Can we bond over Mandalorian and Grogu? No, thanks. I'm good. Sorry. You know, I could invite, you know, FireBat, I could have invited you to see Mandalorian and Grogu with me. That's what I should have done.
With what he said about the movie, my wife and I are actually right now, we're doing it backwards. So I've seen the Mandalorian TV show, and then seeing the movie made a lot of sense. I was like, wow, this is cool. My wife, on the other hand, has never seen either of them, so she watched the movie first, now watching the show, and so it's quite entertaining seeing that reaction. But other than that, I'm just absolutely disgusted by this person. I'm so disgusted that I decided to unfollow him on YouTube and say,
How could you unfollow me? I'm so hurt. It's not like I've been hemorrhaging subscribers for the last, like, 2 years straight. Go look at my social blades. It's just negative, negative, negative. I don't care. Subscribers don't mean anything to me. Like, literally, people are so stupid, dude, on YouTube. People think that subscribers mean something. They don't. What matters on YouTube is views, interaction. There's 146 people watching right now, okay? That's what matters to me. That I have people here and I'm interacting with you guys. That's what matters. I don't care if I woke up tomorrow and had 5,000 subscribers, it wouldn't change me making this video. It'd still fucking do it. Subscribers do not mean anything. Look at iJustine, a YouTuber with almost 10 million subscribers, and she gets like 10,000 views per video. Views and subscribers aren't everything. The only numbers I do care about when it comes to YouTube is overall, views do matter because views equal income. But this is not my job. It's for fun. It's a hobby. If I can make money, cool. If I don't make money, cool. I'm still going to do this. You know, you guys have been donating me and giving me memberships, which, by the way, if you like the stream, hit that $, become a member of the channel, join the Rep Squad, and then join my Discord and drop some lore shit in fucking my lolcow section. Because I'm getting, honestly, I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of getting burnt out. FireBat has been what I've talked about FireBat for the last 5 weeks, every single week, and I'm kind of getting bored. I mean, this is entertaining. This is good. This is good content right here. But I'm just saying, overall, it's just getting to the same repeat shit over and over and over again. They're like a broken record. So,
you know what? We're not going to watch his content anymore. We're just going to watch these clips, share things like this, and that's it. He's not going to see me watch any more of his clips anymore, like at all, period. Oh, homemade chocolate milk is the best. So, at this point,
junk food, homemade chocolate milk. That's not healthy, FireBat.
This person is just a joke. And I don't know why I took this person serious at all. This person is the most disgusting human being I have ever seen. This person literally makes Femyoy's Perry, the trough, look like a joke. At least the trough, the only thing he does that's really stupid is he overdrinks and is as dumb as a truck. And then Femyoy, she's just a lying sack of shit that like blows things way out of proportion, especially with titles and pictures. And then Perry, he's just a liar. That's all I have to say about those people at this point.
Dude, Purple Perry's N-word clip of you is hilarious. That is one of the funniest clips I think I have of FireBat, is him just, Purple Perry just like egging him like, what's the difference between saying the N-word and retard? And then fucking he just screams the N-word like 5 times in a row. That was a good Purple Perry moment.
But this guy beats them all.
Thank you.
The reason he has so many subscribers isn't because he has fans or because he's cool.
What? What? Wow, guys, what do you have to say? Chat, what do you have to say about this?
No, because there's a whole bunch of people who hate this horror cow.
Wait, so
He has so many subscribers isn't because he has fans or because he's cool. No, because there's a whole bunch of people who hate this horror cow and this guy.
guys, everybody in chat, you guys all hate me. It's accepted. You know, he's right on the money. Everybody who's subscribed to me, everybody who ever watches my content, who's ever interacted with me, they all only subscribe because they fucking hate. That is the most illogical thing I've ever heard somebody say.
It's absolutely a freak of nature. Freak. You are a freak, Rep Zion. You don't deserve to be on the web.
This is gold.
You should have left when you had the chance. And seeing this shit, I'm surprised you haven't yourself. Seeing the videos, watching the stuff, reading the comments, seeing this, how this degenerate judges me.
Okay, give me a second. My dog is like, do you need to go potty? My dog needs to go potty. Sorry, my dog is like, I need you to take me potty. Be right back. Be right back. Oh man, oh man, oh man, guys, I ain't even gonna front. I'm super high right now. Look how big my pupils are. Do you see that? What a fantastic freeze frame. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. How long have we been live? 3 hours and 10 minutes? Damn, that's been by fast. We've been really live for 3 hours? Jesus, guys, if you like the stream, hit the $, become a member.
Me. It makes himself better than me when he is 10 times worse than I am.
I am not, look, I don't think I'm better than anybody, genuinely. I'm not even going to sit here like, I'm better than FireBat. I'm better than, I'm in my 30s, man. I don't have time to compare myself to people like that. And you having to compare yourself to me in any capacity is just fucking bizarre. And this is absolute 100% projection 101. In fact, we're 5 minutes. The majority of this is all projection. It is so heavily projected. And in the stream we watched earlier, he admitted that he struggles with projecting. This is exactly all that. This is embarrassing to upload, dude.
Me. It makes himself better than me when he is 10 times worse than I.
How am I this coherent on shrooms? Because I have done shrooms for so long that it doesn't. I'm not like, it's not a hallucinogen for me. It doesn't make me hallucinate. It just really mellows me out, and it my auditory and visual is just heightened massively. Because I've had a really long day today, so I was just like, and it's my day off, so I was like, fuck it. I have some extra shroomies.
I ever was. Even worse than the SA allegations. Was never been proven. I've never gone to jail. There's no proof.
You admitted earlier in the stream that we watched today. Today is March 28th, March 28th, 2026. You admitted that they are true. They're not. You admitted it. You admitted it on stream. You were crying about it. You apologized for it. You said that you lost your impulse control, which is why you raped her.
It never happened. In other words, in the eyes of the law, I am, with the SA allegation with Seraphe, I'm innocent and proven guilty, and no one can prove it. My words alone is not enough proof.
You say that. You say that. My words alone are not enough proof.
Me saying, oh, I, X, Y, and Z is not proof.
Do you know what a confession is? I promise you, if I walked into a police station right now and I'm like, I murdered X, Y, and Z, they would probably arrest me on the spot. Even if I didn't actually do it. I promise you, I'm not intentionally trying to freeze frames like this.
Okay? That's an admission of guilt. But here's the thing. I've already covered this in my other videos in the past. I admitted to it through video and to these people online because I was sick and tired of being harassed. Harassed.
Actually, FireBat, the only person who's harassing you is yourself. Can you name a single place where I've ever told anybody to contact you or harass you, FireBat? No. Because I stick in my own lane. I cover and talk about things that you post and do online. It's like I've done with every single person in the last 16 years on YouTube. If you're being harassed, it's because it's yourself. You choose to come to my live streams. You choose to look at my channel, YouTube channel, every fucking day. You choose to talk about me. That's on you.
So badly that I took a 2,427 subscribers, or 10,000 videos, a community on Discord, all my social medias, and destroyed them all. That's why there isn't that much content of me on the web, except for what I've been building since the deletion of the main channel. Sorry. And now I'm back.
That cup looks fucking filthy.
Now, since I know everyone's just a joke and that no one can be taken seriously, my family's safe. No one's going to do anything to me or my family. Especially not this Rep Zion. He's just one of those...
Rep Zion. I'm sorry. I will never not be able to smile or laugh when he said Rep Zion.
Fake ass people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go after this FireBat. I'm gonna go to his home and bomb him. And then as soon as he gets called out for it, he goes, no, I didn't do that. I disavowed that. All those videos I've seen, he's done this before with other channels. This person has never and never will change. This person is a joke. He's a fucking joke of a man. Without further ado, I've said enough. I think we're done talking about this lockout. This is for the day. We might do this again in a couple days or maybe next week. But for now, we're going to stop because I think I've had enough of this guy's filth. Like, there's some things I read that literally made me want to vomit. That's how disturbed I am by this individual. This person is the most disturbing individual I have ever seen.
Oh my god, you are so dramatic, dude. You've ever seen? Not like Chris Chan who fucking molested his grandmother or whatever. Like, I am the most disturbed. Man, if I am the definition of disturbing for you, I don't even want to know what your actual version of disturbing is.
Or heard of. And trust me, I've met some pretty disturbing people in my life that are 10 times than him, or as bad as him, I should say. A couple of them are worse. Not gonna go there. Anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my...
Dude, if he fucking said Rep Zion is worse than Hitler, I would be deceased. I would have to stop the stream because I would be laughing so fucking hard. I'm dead. I don't think I can even handle that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, though, if he says something like that. Getting this dramatic. Like, Jesus, bro. Chill the fuck out.
Evening with my wife, and like, share, and subscribe. See ya.
Dude, that would be one of... Dude, I would make that into a fucking meme. I would literally post it on my fucking personal Facebook and Discord and everything if he was like, Repzion is worse than fucking Hitler. I would post that there. I would make it my fucking profile picture. Oh my god, that'd be fucking hysterical. I would not be able to handle that. That would be a new fucking record in 16 years of fucking online. What's this video I had downloaded?
So before you get into the video itself, I just want to give you some pointers. Yesterday I took accountability, and so there's a couple playlists, which I'll address later, that I've made that'll be dedicated to this change of behavior and kind of give you guys a eagle's eye view of
it's music, man.
Changing. And so without further ado, we're going to jump into the video. We're going to cover some things that I just found
driving while driving while recording again. It's illegal, dipshit.
Very disturbing, especially with certain A-loggers that like to call people out and say, oh yeah, I'm calling this person out for their bad behavior, while they themselves do bad behavior and justify it without giving any sort of accountability or just saying, oops, I'm sorry for saying that. So those of you who don't know, Red Zion is one of these people that I'll be covering.
Me again! I love this.
He is a locale. You can go to Kiwi Farm and see for yourself. He's also on Reddit. He's a pretty big locale in my area, local area. And so, for those of you who don't know, a lot of people, not just me, but other people, have tried to hold this person accountable for saying that he was going to dox me or.
The only people, is, as of I know, is FireBat. I think the Purple Perry guy, and some penis guy, Dicky or something, Dickers. I think I don't even fucking know. Some guy. That is literally it, dude. Because everybody who fucking knows me and who's interacted with me knows I would not fucking use somebody's address maliciously. In other words, like post your address in some way that would encourage people to go to your fucking house. And I stand by that, man. I stand by what I said. I asked for a rapist's address because I want to stream bomb them when they're out and about. It's not going to change. I'm not going to show up to anybody's house. I never have, never will.
Try to hold this person accountable for saying that.
And also, I can't be held accountable for something I haven't done. Do you understand that? If I haven't done something, how am I being held accountable for it?
He was going to dox me and or come to the house, and he wanted my address so he could do just that. And so it was pretty creepy behavior. From what I observed with his phone call with Femioids, and literally Femioids in the call, literally telling the person, yes, just do, let's go, let's do it. Literally encouraging Rep Zion to act on this creepy behavior, which led to me spiraling.
Thank you, South Tower. Yeah, South Tower 48 was the person who sent me FireBat's address. And I saved the address, and I have it saved for when I need to use it for the right reasons.
And then disappearing off YouTube for the past 3 weeks until I could.
And is that address is staying in my files and only. I'm not going to share that with nobody. So I don't share stuff I don't share personal information like that with people. Because there are bad actors who would take that and probably send fucking dominoes to their house 100 fucking times, and that's fucked up. I don't want people's... I've had that happen to me, and I don't fucking like it. It's not okay.
Basically get my head out of my ass and figure out what the fuck's going on. And so I've taken the past 3 weeks, and we're going to talk about this in other videos and posts, studying these people, watching their videos, doing my research, and realizing that you guys aren't going to do jack shit. And so, here we are. So without further ado, let's hop into this video, and let's go. All right. It's really funny. So I'm sitting here making a video talking about how people don't take any accountability for their behavior, and they literally will treat people like crap, like trash. And then when locales respond to the abuse, their reaction is absolutely ludicrous. So where is it? It should be right.
What is this? This is boring. What?
I thought maybe I had turned out I was absolutely correct. As yesterday,
Okay, so he's reading Riley's comments or like something. What does this have to do with anything? All right, what's this?
about you. And the best way to do that is to, well, do stuff like this. How to deal with these people. From a Christian, as a trans person, as a person in general. And I put these 3 things down. You guys can look at it yourselves. I think that was very helpful for me. And I think it could be helpful for you guys. Oh, this was interesting. So,
I love that he's going through my YouTube comments and he's like reading them all like.
Some people are just dumb. I'm not going to say anything else. This was just kind of funny. That Rep Zion literally made a video to literally be an asshole and bait, which is bait.
Yeah, he was pissed that I fucking said in my last stream last week FireBat was fired from his job, and I admitted that the title was kind of troll baitish, but it actually wasn't, because he was actually fired from his job. The video that we talked about, and then a week later he's actually leaves his other job, but he's been fired from every other job that he's been in. So it was really clickbait at that point.
Some people are just dumb. That's all I can say at this point. Let's see. Yeah, so I just find this is just some people are just they'll never change. They will never ever take accountability for their behavior. And it is what it is. And so I've done my part recently, taking accountability for my behavior, and that's what makes me better than them, is I take accountability for my behavior. Now, do I change that behavior? Yes. Over time.
Wow, that was a yes. Yeah, your time is not fucking 1 week or 3 months, dude. Change, as I said earlier in the stream, takes months, sometimes even years for you to come to a place and be like, wow, I really fucked up.
It's not, you don't just apologize for something and then just the next thing you know, you're just a whole nother person.
That's what you do, though. That's exactly what you do, FireBat. Oh, I'm sorry for committing sexual assault. Oh, I'm a Christian again.
That's not how change works. And so people who believe that you just say, oh, I'm sorry, and you mean it, and then suddenly you change it to a wholly different person.
Seattle Samson says, if you want to keep your home private, don't no, I know. He has been live streaming outside of his apartment complex. So, like, dude, you're fucking doxing yourself. At this point, I don't feel bad if somebody does show up to his house, even though I would disavow it, because he's fucking a retard. Like, don't fucking stream your apartment house, dude.
Is absolutely delusional in that way of thinking. So change is something that you have to practice and do. And so I've also addressed that multiple times. And so without further ado, enough about this.
God, that car is fucking loud when they drive it. My car does not sound like that.
I just thought this was worth noting, and now we're going to get into the main course of this video. Let's go. I'm doing a very short video, so since my wife...
Do I have any mechanics in the chat? What is that click, 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 click? It's just like the car's frame's gonna fall off.
And I are doing well financially, and we are doing well in that department, and so we'll see how things go in the future. But for the moment, we're doing well. So one of the things I am doing is making better choices. And so there are...
That's the timing belt being fucked? Okay.
Outfits that I used to really like. I'm just like, you know what, this is really inappropriate for me to be wearing. And I literally judge other people for dressing this way, and so I need to change how I go about this. One of the things, I don't feel comfortable about going into deep detail about my transitioning journey, but there are clothes that I wear, or would wear, that were part of my trans identity. And so part of transitioning is you go through this phase of figuring out what works for you, what looks good, what doesn't look good. And so, yeah, I look good in spandex.
Yes, Mr. Watts, this is the car that I am allegedly jealous of. Is this car right here. You're absolutely on the money.
Shorts, yeah, I look good in leggings, certain types of leggings, you know. And I look good in certain type of shirts like these. And these are things that I feel that I look good in, or that my wife agrees I look good in. Go. Sheesh. And so one of the things I am doing is the clothes that don't fit or have outgrown, like for instance that pinkish shirt that I wore yesterday. I don't like that shirt. One, because it...
All right, so we're at 3 hours. I'm really high right now, so there's a couple more videos, but I think this is long enough. We're at 3 hours and 27 minutes. I don't want to talk about FireBat anymore today. So we've covered it. Wait, hold up. Is this... Did I cover this? Yeah, I covered that. Okay, never mind. That summarizes the stream, all right? I hope you guys enjoyed. Everybody who's here, thank you. South Tower, Mr. Watts, Joseph, Seattle, let me look at the SJ, Kiwi Gamer, Bronco Bunny, how friendly 420 guy, Sabonji, hello. All you guys, thank you for stopping by and watching the stream for the last 3 hours, but I'm going to head off for tonight. I'm going to go play some video games. And watch TV and anime. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for you guys. We got a lot more super chats than normal. So thank you for all those super chats. I really, honestly, genuinely appreciate it because this is not my day job. So I appreciate the support. I may stream tomorrow. Okay. I can't promise that. I may stream tomorrow. If I do stream, it's probably going to be video game of me just chilling and playing video games. So it will be not one of these social commentary streams because I do like playing video games. And I want to play the new James Bond First Light that came out. Apparently it's really good. So everybody, oh, I see some news. Ghost Bombs, Ghost of Lyrics, Mako, Novana, Marmalade Malo, hello. Mystical Bird, Spacer Kid, all of you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the donations. And if you like my streams, please hit the $sign, become a member of the channel, and join my Discord because you get special perks and roles and cool things like that. So I am really high. Sorry, I'm not normal. I'm not usually high. I don't know if I'll ever take shrooms ever again live. Felt like I lost my train of thought really easily. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for being here. I love you all. Peace the rep out. Have a good night.